On yep, okay, everyone's in here now.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, can I actually ask everybody to be a little careful with like your background noise?
Whatever
Go,
could
man.
you mean by that?
That should
Yeah,
be the only thing from me.
That's fine.
Just
Oh no, don't worry. That's not directed at anyone in particular because I can tell you everyone's fucking idiosyncrasy that I've been like cutting out this like today.
Mm-hmm.
Do it.
Everybody's individual one, including mine.
What is it?
I mean, you know yours. It's the fucking chair.
I mean, I have push to talk, so it shouldn't be that bad.
Mm-hmm.
I like the DM with voice activated. I get to do my hand motions that nobody gets to see.
Oh no, Alex, don't worry. Yours isn't like background noise. The thing that I've been cutting out for you is the lip smacks.
Shit.
Or Melty breathing into his mic a little bit there, and Rook clicking on her mouse while she talks.
All right. Rook, are you there?
Oh, my problem is fucking mumbling. I kept getting cut out by my own goddamn
Voice activation?
yeah, like the separate one, the one for OBS even.
Oh no.
Yeah, I did a bad job. It's alright though, I fixed
So let's
it.
get this shit started. Let's go ahead and... Oh, that's not the one I want to play. There we go. Oh, different background music.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yay.
Some change of scenery. Alright, so... after a crazy night, everyone has had a moment to sleep. It's about 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and the afternoon blankets the quiet little village of Woodlands Row. But it wasn't so quiet last night. Despite the autumn scent that wafts through the town, the party wakes up, and, well, it's a little bit awkward, to say the least.
I don't feel awkward at all.
So, it's about 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you wake up, and the innkeep, Joseph, remember the orc, says, "Good morning, y'all. You guys slept in pretty late today. Shall I get you anything to
we
eat?"
were up a little late last night.
That almost made me on fuck.
I mean, was anyone woken up by the fucking scuffle?
There were a few people that were woken up by the scuffle, but the guards had eased the town of issues.
So I don't know if, like, he knew what happened or not.
Not to your knowledge. So, you wake up, you have a meal or two, and which is kind of paid for by the inn itself. And Wesley, he wakes up too, and he kind of stretches and yawns. Well, he tries to yawn at least. Not a lot of sound comes, because, well, he is mute. He kind of finds a nice little corner, orders a drink, and offers the party a place to sit.
Yeah, I like this guy. He doesn't talk.
I go and sit down,
Yeah.
order some tea.
Alright, and
Water, please.
Morgan last night, well, had a little bit too much to drink. You're still feeling it, by the way.
I'm gonna eat the biggest food. Give me the biggest food.
Alright, you want a hearted meal? It's gonna take about 5 coin there if you want a big hearty meal for yourself, Khalgrast.
I want a big cheap meal. Give me a big cheap meal.
Okay. Well, a big cheap meal is about 3 coin.
Fine, I'll eat a big cheap meal.
You eat a big cheap meal, and
What's it,
it comes
just
out
like
just a bunch of bread and
A
cheese.
gallon of porridge.
That's fine.
Some bread, some cheese, and a gallon of porridge with scraps of meat in it. Wesley just kind of looks at you and just raises an eyebrow. It looks like he wants to write something down, but he doesn't. And he beckons Annabelle over, if you remember the waitress, writes something down, shows it to her, and brings him back a nice little platter of meats and cheeses. A little slightly more expensive, and Wesley hands her some coin. So, is everyone else just kind of eating like random food?
Yeah, it's whatever
I'm
they have
sipping
here.
tea.
Just sipping tea? Okay, so... that was like 1 coin for the tea, and Taliesin, I guess you'll just have like a hearty meal for 1?
Sure.
Alright, that's 3 coin. And Morgan,
Where?
you just have water.
Water and gonna go find some apples.
Alright, so you can go off into town, you find some apples. So everyone, right now, you guys on the map? Can you guys see the map?
Yep.
Yes.
Alright. So Morgan, as you walk out, and by the way, if you take a look into your handouts, and you go to party NPCs, you'll notice I've written a little bit more for some of the characters that come from right now.
No, did you remember to move that into the player section and not in the GM section?
It appears I see.
I can see it.
Yeah, I can see most
Let me
things.
refresh. Maybe you did that after I opened it.
Nope. It says all players. You should have access to it.
All I see is a picture.
For me is I've got handouts.
I've got handouts for
Yeah,
NPCs.
I mean, yes, that's what I'm
Where-
clicking
where
on here.
it's
I'm just
turned.
gonna open them up again.
Yeah, like I'm seeing everything I should, I think.
Oh no, just the Wesley and Harry thing are just pictures. I see.
Yes, those are pictures. The party NPCs are.
Okay,
little
yeah, I
write-ups.
see.
Right. So, Harold also wakes up, finds a table close to you guys. Your table's kind of full. Orders some stuff, and he hands his own food. And he mentions that it's like, well, when's the next time you're gonna pay me? Kind of like subtly, not so subtly, because like the 6 months you've had a steady flow of money from the lock and people paying you and all that stuff, but he just kind of mentions that kind of by the end of the session he's expecting some pay.
Yeah, like, well, I imagine, how often do we pay him in, like, actual game time? Like, weekly?
In
or
actual
something?
game time, it's usually once a session. The end of every
Oh, okay,
session, or
okay.
sometime during the session, he gets paid.
Yeah, no problem.
So it's about 30 to 40 coin, depending on how strenuous. Maybe more, maybe less, depending, right?
Right.
For the most part, the travel down here was relatively straightforward, so he didn't ask for much coin. But fighting and dealing with a werewolf is a little bit different.
Yeah,
kinda
no,
like-
the action is starting here, but don't worry,
Yeah.
we'll worry about that at the end
Yeah.
of the session, man.
And, Harold says, to you guys, well, it looks like my job description is starting to expand. Werewolf hunter now, huh? And he kind of says it a little bit loud, a little bit too loud, and everyone kind of like shoots him a glance to shut up, I assume. So Morgan,
That is there.
Morgan, you stand up and you're about to open the door when a familiar face stops you. Should probably move you all into the inn here. You're about to
Oh
go-
god, this guy.
Yes, if you remember, it was Thomas Smithson who introduced himself as the Sergeant of the Guard. Opens it up, and then he opened up and he's like in a permanent scowl, always really angry. He's about, gray at the temples, mid-50s, armor that's not really well kept, but put together piecemeal. He looks at Morgan and looks at the party and says, "You're all wanted by the Elder."
You mean the Elder would like to speak with us?
No, you're all wanted by the Elder. He just says bluntly.
As
And
in...
why are we wanted?
He wishes to speak with you. Oh, sorry, did I scare you? And, like, you see, like, a crink of a smile appear at the corner of his lips, but he retains it. Scowl, looking.
Oh, so then I was correct in assuming that he wanted to see us.
Let's just go.
What the hell are you guys talking about? Let's go.
The party stands up, and the party moves and shifts over, and,
Dude, I shoulder check him.
he lets out a very annoyed grunt as you do that. He tries really hard to like shoulder against your blow. Why don't you go ahead and roll a strength check for me real quick? See if how effective you are at. Very
dude.
effective. He tries to stand his ground, but you just kind of like shove him to the side like he's like air. He doesn't exist to you. It's starting off the night with a 10.
Hey,
Great.
make sure you select your characters.
I already did. I
Uh-huh.
noticed that.
So the party heads over, including Wesley, to the Elder's house. Why is he so big? Hold on, there we go.
It's a very large
He's
man.
a very important person.
A very, very important person. Right? And also there are two guards. They're very non-hostile, but they just seem to be like, this is my position today. And you also notice a familiar kid that shot an arrow into Khalgrast's wrists.
The baby.
The little baby. Right? He looks like a baby too. A little pinches jeans. Alright. So the party members sit down in what appears to be a very this home is kind of built in an olden style, but when you get inside, you smell immediately luxuries of things that you hadn't smelt in a while. You remember a certain sense in food. There's food laid out too, and hors d'oeuvres that you remember from the feast back in Wayward's Rest. And Baldric, you notice along the walls and along around the area are things from Orncia that you would have noticed in a higher family's home. They don't look like they belong to him per se, but stuff that he's collected. And it's kind of implied from the seats that you sit on, which are embroidered in velvet. This man used to come from a very rich past. So, all of you sit down, and Sergeant Smithson says and salutes to the Elder, and says, "Elder Moino, I have brought the adventurers here." And Moino says, yes, you can go now, Smithson. You're always so serious at your job." And Smithson, who kind of salutes once again, holding a scowl and shooting another glance at the party, and then shooting at even more daggers at Lyle. And Lyle kind of shoots daggers back. There's like a moment of tense silenceness, and you hear a long groan from Moino, and he goes, just leave, Smithson. And, Smithson kind of.
I just grin
Exhausting.
as he walks out.
Mm-hmm.
I make sure he sees the grin.
Right.
I give him a little wink when he stares at me.
Wait. You make sure he sees. I'm sorry. Hold on. You make sure he sees the grin. So like you get like up in his face, like you follow him, because maybe he just turned
No.
left.
Or if I make eye contact with him.
All right. So the party sits down, and the gentleman says to the two guards, "All right, you had your show of force. You can leave now." And the two other guards kind of leave as well. And they wait outside, and one of them says, "We'll be
Right
outside,
through the
sir."
back wall.
Not through the back wall. You know what I mean. Right. So
Just right through it.
the whole party and
Conveniently off
Harold
screen.
says, "Oh, this is the boring stuff. I'll leave it to you guys." And he kind of goes off and do his own thing as well.
What is with the militia in this town? Militia guards? What are they?
Do you say that out loud, or do you like?
Yeah,
kinda like-
out loud. Yes.
You're in a location caught between four lands. I do apologize from my subordinates. We try to move away from the common towns because it was dangerous there. We didn't want to stay in Hornsea because it's expensive there. And now we're caught between dwarves and elves. And he kind of like a lingering look washes over Morgan. Let me describe him real quick. He seems to be a man dressed of simple robes. Despite all the riches and the artifacts around him that seem to represent old and Ornstein architecture, he dresses very frugally, very simply. You notice that when he offers you the hors d'oeuvres and the food, he sticks to simple green tea. Most of what he offers seems to be sort of like something that he's learned before rather than something he enjoys. The man, balding obviously, and has a long white beard. He kind of strokes it gently and again continues. Many of the families here have lost people. Smithson the most of all. He lost both his daughters and his wife in the first couple years living here. He's a very jaded man. I hope you can understand.
So did everyone in this town recently move here?
He says we've been here for about almost a decade now. We've done good for ourselves. It's thanks to Lyle over here, this young chap. He does a lot of the ranging and helps bring economy to this town.
Wait, how old does he look again?
Yeah, wait a minute.
No, Lyle is actually Lyle. He's 21. He's really young, but he's been a ranger for 5 years.
Okay.
And Lyle says, yes, my mentor before. He's no longer with us. He taught me all I knew, and of course, 1 second, let me double check the name. Lady Othena. She is a godsend. The apothecary. I'm sure you saw her garden when you came in, says Lyle. If you remember the last session, you kind of you briefly rock packs, but like there's a whole bunch of different things going on there. The plants and herbs that shouldn't be in the same pot, but they are. But essentially, Lyle says we have a good economy here and we're relatively safe. Although, well, I have told the elder that of the werewolf problem. And
Okay, we don't have to beat around the bush then.
Moino says yes, I am aware of this. I believe my niece has a caravan coming. Another set of supplies. Will she be getting Starlight soon? After that, it'll be fine. There's a rotation of guards coming to help this town, but it seems that this werewolf problem is more of an immediate threat. I assume for your services in the town, you'll be paid? He also doesn't seem to want to beat around the bush. He kind of looks to the party.
Now you're speaking my language.
Seems fair.
Yes. How long do you plan on staying in town, might I ask?
Well, most likely once we help solve this werewolf problem, we'll be off.
Taliesin
see.
shrugs. I don't expect this to take more than a week.
Alright. I will try to send a missive. My niece and her company should be arriving in about 2 weeks. I was going to ask if the party would like to stay until then, help defend the town? After this problem leaves?
What would we be defending the town from?
For the right price.
Yes, of course.
Hold
Well-
on. Like, wait, from what? What are we talking about here?
Lyle, the elder shifts nervously in his seat and then looks over to Lyle, and Lyle says, "There's something happening in the forest. I'm not too sure what's happening, but in recent months there have been troubling, well, stirrings, to say the least. The trees don't grow properly, there's certain herbs that don't grow in place anymore. I've tried to speak to the elves, but they don't really seem to care too much. They say it's just a part of the season, it's becoming winter soon. But I think it's a little bit more than that. Melandis," and he kind of trails off, "the werewolf. She and I were investigating some things. I mentioned the cave. She went in and she came out different.
A cave?
Yes.
I don't suppose you could show us this cave?
I can try to remember. Melandis remembers more than I do. We split up. All I know is that there is one. If we're able to help Melandis and save her from this curse, I'm sure she'll show it to you." Wesley kind of like listens and is writing notes in his journal, but seems kind of unnecessary.
Oh, I forgot he was here.
Yeah, Wesley is there too. He's quiet. He's very quiet. He's listening attentively, and kind of like shuffles over nervously, not nervously, next to Khalgrast, and writes down, "So, what do you think about this whole thing?" And kind of shows it to you, Khalgrast, and like as a result, the rest of the party kind of looks at his journal.
I kind of move over close to him and I whisper, "Do you think this has anything to do with our mission?"
Way too big to be a coincidence.
He flips the page and says, This is too much to be a coincidence. I suggest we do investigate."
Hey.
And he closes the book and he gestures to the party to continue. He seems to just take a laissez-faire to this thing. He's more of a hired contractor. He kind of leans back and lets the party do the decisions. He just kind of crosses his legs and crosses his arms and listens attentively while sipping on some of the very fancy rose tea that the elder had provided for the party.
Oh yeah, I shoved like a fucking tray of hors d'oeuvres in my mouth.
They were very tasty.
I kind of glare over at Khalgrast.
I'm gonna try and take whichever ones he hasn't eaten
I'm
yet.
hungry.
Khalgrast is a hungry boy.
We literally
Share?
ate.
Manners.
Share though.
Have you seen what it takes to fuel this body?
The
Unfortunately,
elder,
I have.
the elder chuckles a little bit and stands up and he moves behind his mahogany desk and opens it up with a key, and he takes out a small lockbox and he places it on the table. He opens it and inside he says 200 coin for the werewolf problem. 200 up front, another 200 when you complete.
Oh.
Alright.
Should you decide to stay in town, every week I will pay the party another 200 coin. I wish for these people to be safe, and funds are not lacking in these parts. Do we have an agreement?
So how is it you guys make your money again?
I mean,
It's
except
just-
the herbal stuff, the herbs is clearly,
Yeah.
they ship
That's
medicines.
not still. It's quite a large amount of funds.
Baldric, they have a druid growing in the middle of town. I think,
Yeah, I think they're selling plenty.
The old man actually says, your gentleman friend is correct. I have connections. As you can see in my home, I come from Orntil. Well, for a little bit, I did not like it. That's why I left.
Never been, I hear it's terrible.
And the elder kind of laughs again and says, well, depending for the right people. Others, well, it could be a haven. But for an old man like myself, just wanting to protect his townsfolk, any coin is worth it. This coin isn't from the economy. This is my own personal coin. I just want my town to be protected.
Don't worry about it. I don't think it's even gonna come to defending the town or whatever that you're worried about. All right. Either way, we got some wolfsbane that we need to go pick up.
And he says, I understand. Do we agree then?
Yeah. I mean, what do you guys think?
I mean, it sounds fair. If he's gonna it's 400 gold for
Sounds fair.
werewolf problem, I'll do that.
All right. I turn over to what's the ranger's name?
Lyle.
All right. I turn over to Lyle. All right, babyface. Let's get going.
He's not wrong.
He speaks up and he chokes a little bit, and the elder kind of chuckles again. Oh, it's like, I wish I had more entertainment like this. It's dreadfully boring in these parts. And he stands up and he walks to the door and he opens it and shows the party out, including Lyle.
Dreadfully entertaining.
Right. So the party leaves, and what does the party do now?
Well, first things first, it's the wolf's bane.
Alright, and Lyle says, I know where you grow in the forest. We can set out now. Would you like to get supplies? Stop by places?
How far is it?
I mean, I'm pretty packed up here. Actually,
So-
I'll take this time. I'll go back to the wagon. I'll pick up all my stuff.
Yeah, you get your stuff, and
The only thing
and
I'm
you go
leaving
back to-
behind, I guess I'll take my dagger just in case, actually,
Mhm.
and I'll leave behind one of the packs of books.
Alright, so just so you know, I'll let you guys go through your inventory. You do have an extra 200 coin that you can spread apart amongst the party, or you can save it for later. But someone note that there is a lockbox of 200 coin inside of it.
Why not just create a character or a handout for the wagon that we can edit?
Well, actually, that's what I did. If you go
Yeah,
to
party
Yeah.
NPC says it.
and you edit
Oh,
it,
yeah.
there's a carriage.
Awesome.
And if you put the
You can
lockbox in,
edit, yeah.
yeah, you can put the lockbox in there. It's 0 load. It's just a small lockbox. Actually, it's 1 load, but it doesn't really count for
Here,
carriage.
I'll put it up.
All right,
you.
so someone who likes to do that stuff can be like the treasurer, some crap like that.
I'll take charge of that.
Alright, so
Hey, also put like 1 bag of books in there, 5
yeah,
uses.
yeah, absolutely.
Alright.
So that's two load right now in the thing, and as you drop by, the teenage Onkeg just waves and says hello in puberty voice.
God.
He's just kind of grazing with the horses right now. He's kind of comfortable around them. And Morgan, you come by and all 4 horses, and one of them's like, "Where are apples? Do you have apples? Do you have apples today?" It's a bit of a ritual.
God, those horses are going crazy.
Yeah, they are kind of going crazy. To everyone else, you just hear, "Nah, nah," and like Morgan's just talking to them, but in Morgan, like they're actually speaking her language. It's hilarious.
All right, the apples that I wasn't able to get.
Alright, so you quickly run into town, and let's say for like 10 coin, I'll give you like a week's supply of apples that you can feed them.
A fucking
All right, sounds
bucket.
good.
Well, you got a fucking bucket, and you notice something a little bit interesting about these apples. They taste like apples. They're regular apples, but they're pretty large. Like, usually an apple is like the size of your palm, but it looks kind of like half the size of, how should I say this?
I mean, for 10
Half the
gold,
size
you
of a
can probably just
melon.
arrange somebody to bring them out to the damn horses for you.
Thought it was a small melon. These
Ooh,
are
like a s-
some. Gonna ask the produce salesman what kind of fertilizer are you using? For
Oh, yes, these apples. They're from Lady Othenistock. They make the greatest pies. If you want, I can give you my family's recipe.
Wow.
Look at them apples!
Well, how about them apples?
Oh my god.
these? Sure.
Daniel, you still didn't fix your shit.
No, I did it on purpose.
Oh,
And
oh I see.
he gives you like a small recipe for you to make like some pie later with some apples. And he's like, "How about them apples?" he says, and gives it to you.
No.
Fuck off.
Gonna give him a very
Why?
forced laugh. I'll be on my way.
And you come back and you feed the apples to the horses, and they're loving. It's like, "Oh my god, these are the best apples I've ever had." And, they eat them and they're content. And the Onkeg, the teenage Onkeg, no longer baby Onkeg, the teenage Onkeg, picks up an apple and eats it. And in the party, what do you guys do now? Just
Are
like going through your
they
inventory and going on.
omnivores? What do they eat?
Horses?
Everything.
They're vegetarian.
No!
No, fucking onkegs,
The
man. We don't have
onkegs.
horses.
I know what
Oh.
horses eat! I grew up with horses. How dare you?
Kid. We did.
What do Anke? Are they omnivores or?
Yeah,
like,
they're omnivores.
yeah, they
can
eat like little
apples.
grubs and bugs too. I imagine.
Yeah, they
Okay.
eat bugs too.
It's important
Probably
information.
whatever
then.
they get in their mouth.
That's
Yeah, pretty
also
much.
probably true. Moles.
Right. You've had to
Small
shoo the Anke away from your books a couple times. Just say that.
Oh no.
Yeah, I can see him doing that. Okay.
Right? And,
Alright, so everybody get supplies ready.
Yes, and the horses kind of like you have a moment with your horses. You've grown attached to them, right? They have characters, all right? They're cool. They're chill. Anyways, so
Right, I look at my horse, and my horse looks back, and we know.
there's
know.
like this silent, just you know. Amazing.
Anyway, yeah, I guess we're gonna mount up and take the horses, huh? There's kind of no reason.
You want to take the horses?
We kind of should. We don't really
It's up
want
to
to
you.
waste any time.
Nope, we got no time to waste, and it's like afternoon already.
Yeah, it's afternoon. Normally it would take about 6 hours, and it'll be late
Oh,
at night.
Fuck, yeah, we need to, like, get
But
the
with the
horse.
horses, you're able to cut that time in half.
Good.
Do we need to get camping supplies or anything like that, or is that adventuring
do you guys
supplies?
want to?
Is that adventuring supplies? Is that what that is?
It's adventuring.
Yeah, it would be adventuring supplies. It would take like
Or I guess adventuring
one-
supplies would like give you a bonus to making camp. Is how that would work, right?
you can make camp. It's just it's assumed that you guys have.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I mean.
supplies.
That's what I mean. Like if I used it, it would be like a bonus to do whatever.
Yeah, you can. I
Yeah.
guess. I guess we can house roll that.
You
So-
can make it a better camp or something. Yeah,
Well, isn't
I guess.
that what
Yeah.
Adventurer's Kit is just like a bonus to using? You have this
Whatever,
this specialized thing.
Yeah, you do have like on a happen chance, like you
Yeah,
have
yeah,
to
yeah.
foresight the planet. So yeah, you just take your adventurer's gear. And does
I mean,
everyone have
I'm already
food and all
taking that
stuff?
anyway, but yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. So the party is about to undertake a perilous journey into the Silver Forest.
Yeah.
I'm great at those.
When you say perilous,
Unknown territory. It's also kind of like when you have to do this as well. All right. So I believe the 3 rolls is the quartermaster.
I'm sorry, could you flip to that book a little bit slower for my ASMR, please?
Fucking brat. Alright, so, alright. Jesus, God damn it. I can't do anything. Alright, so I believe someone has to take, is the Trailblazer. Someone is the...
Oh yeah, we haven't done this in forever.
Yes. So, yeah,
Did we get a bonus from our friend? I mean, since he probably like knows the place.
he's a ranger, so he succeeds at 1.
Oh, so he just automatically covers 1.
yeah, we get an automatic cover.
So what are the,
Yeah,
what are
so
the
do
positions
I.
again?
The Quartermaster reduces number of rations by 1. The Trailblazer reduces the amount of time it takes to reach your destination. So you already have horses. This will make it even more so. And the Scout will spot any trouble quick enough to get the drop on it.
The
So
Rangers
he
shoot
says-
Trailblaze and Scout.
Yeah. Okay. So he says he'll offer the Trailblaze since he knows this.
Who has... I can quartermaster,
We
but...
should do that, I guess. It doesn't really. I mean,
Okay.
we have plenty of rations, but like not wasting is good.
Yes, but you're gonna get a +1 to undertake perilous journeys now because you resolved your bond with Morgan.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
You know how to survive now.
I'm
Yes,
not.
you do.
I'm not terrible.
You're not terrible at that. So you get a +1 to not all wisdom, but like just undertaking perilous journey. So go ahead, roll your wisdom plus your roll 10 or roll your wisdom, guys.
Roll your boy.
So that's a 9.
9.
So it takes in a regular amount of food. You're still getting used to it. You're still getting used to it, but you're not like shitting yourself, picking up the wrong mushrooms and having diarrhea.
Dude, I just purify that shit. Are you kidding me? My gauntlets just purify whatever food I want to.
And what about? Do you guys have also prepared spells, all that stuff? You're locked in for this. You're
Let
locked
me
in.
double check
get-
what my spells are and make sure that's
I
what
get
I
two
want.
spells, right?
It's my level +1, right? So yes, 7.
Yeah, I've got mine
1, 2.
prepared.
Oh yeah, that's right. I asked if we wanted telepathy or invisibility, and I'm going with invisibility.
All right. Okay. So let me just stop this real quick.
Or actually, let me switch Cage to Summon Monster because we're not gonna need Cage just yet. Cage is for when we actually have the werewolf ready, and that's
Just
not
in
gonna be
case
till
something
later.
happens, I have hold person, so it's fine.
Yes.
Yeah, that'll work in a pinch. Cage is like fucking foolproof though.
All right. So, the party goes into the Silver Forest. The minute you enter, the trees start to cover the sky. You look up, and it looks like there's a starry night above the party. Light still shines. There's a tinge of yellow from the sunlight that peers through every now and then, but for the most part, the party is shrouded.
Taliesin, what is this?
Taliesin, what is this?
I'm gonna spout lore.
Yeah, go ahead.
But I think I know what this is anyway. Boop-a-doop.
Hey, one thing interesting and one thing important. So, this is sprout lore. What exactly do you want to sprout lore about?
Okay, so like describe to me again what happened.
Alright, so as the party enters into the forest, the leaves and the trees tend to like cover the sky, and like light kind of peers in, but it doesn't really. And when you look up, it's like an endless starry night. Light twinkles. And Baldric, you actually, much like how the sea twinkles with starlight, it seems like it's the opposite. Instead of in the sea, it's in the air. It's in the sky.
I mean, first of all, you dummy, this is why they call it the Silver Forest. This is literally why.
Yes, it is very likely why they call it the Silver Forest.
Yeah.
But one thing important to note is that there is a tinge of yellow, there is a tinge of silver and blue, but something feels a little bit off in this forest. You can't help but see colors of red and green.
Oh yeah, the man is all
through.
fucked. The man is all fucked, and I bet that's directly
There's something-
related to the gate. Like,
Yes, there's something happening within the trees. Lyle doesn't see it. He kind of feels it and from intuition as a ranger, but he doesn't see it.
also he's lived here all of his life, so a drastic change in the environment would be noticed.
Yes, exactly. And because he does this every day, he would notice. But most of the townsfolk, he kind of feels that they don't really believe him. The only person that does believe him is the Elder Moineau.
Okay.
And
so I'm pretty sure that gate is about halfway open right now.
so
From the look
you
of
say
this, yeah, no, I'm saying that out loud, like, just to the rest of the group, looking up at the starry night, or the facsimile of it, at least. The natural, like, the ley lines or whatever, like the
the mana.
the mana of this
natural
place
mana.
is all like out of whack. Like it's basically falling apart.
And Lyle, who hears this, just turns and looks at you. You can see it. You believe me, right?
Can I see it?
I mean, we walked in here and I can see it, so I don't know.
Yeah. Khalgrast, you see it. Baldric, you sort of see it. Actually, what happens is Sasha kind of points it out for you. He kind of like flows and drifts along these starry lights, sort of like the Silver Surfer from the Marvel comics. He's kind of like flowing through and dancing, and but Morgan, it's a bit different for you. You feel like you're suffocating. There's like this pungent smell you can't get out of your head. It's nothing like any fauna or any scent that animals leave behind, but like there's something pungent. Like it's like there's this constant feeling of this reeking.
Okay.
Is it making me physically sick?
It's not making you physically sick, but it's like it's a little bit woozy. Like your eyes every now and then they kind of like shift. No one else feels this. Only Morgan does. Only Morgan does.
How's my arm looking?
Your arm is glowing right now, but only you can see it. Like, you asked like, hey, you guys see this arm, or you don't ask up till you, but like you noticed before.
I mean,
She's
she's not gonna make it very subtle that she's looking at her arm.
Morgan. Okay, so Taliesin, you notice Morgan looking at her arm.
Yeah.
What do you
Well,
do?
I sort of imagine it like Morgan like covers up her arm and is like looking around, and I kind of look over and see her like clutching her hand over her arm, and I kind of don't really react, which is maybe what gives Morgan the idea that other people can't see it. Because I'm just like, what do you, like, okay. I just sort of figured that she's put unease by like all the weird nature shit because she's an elf. Like,
All right, so let me just double check. So here's with the party. It's the party, the 4 players, Harold, Lyle, and Wesley. Wesley's also joined, and he's all geared up, and he's coming in, and he's helping you guys as well. And he's like kind of like looking around and drawing stuff in his book, kind of like marking and kind of doing cartography along the way. And
so remind me though, the gate in the north was the soul. The gate that we closed was the body. What does that make this one?
So Wesley kind of like thinks a little bit, and he flips back in his book, like as if he's written the notes. Remember how you said, Taliesin, that I mentioned it to you, that his book doesn't seem to ever leave the center?
Yeah.
He's slipping mad.
Mm-hmm.
And then he stops and he points and he opens and it shows to you. It says his divinity.
Okay,
And
that's
then
a separate part, huh?
Yeah, it's a separate. It's a separate part.
This metaphysical being is getting really confusing to me. I mean, Voss's kind of makes sense.
Yes, I know, but Shagara is a little bit different. In other words, it's worship. Worship is a part of his power. If that makes any sense.
I mean, yeah, he's a deity, so yeah, that makes perfect sense.
I mean, that lines up with the corruption that I'm seeing coming out of it, at least. If my assumptions are correct, and I mean, they were 100% of the time last time, so...
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's get what we're here for.
Alright, so you guys start to... So you make it through, you all succeed, because rangers are freaking crazy like that.
Hey, how many rations do we eat, then?
1 per person.
Okay, I'll just reduce mine by 1.
Reduced by 1.
Alright, so reduce your rations by 1 per person. And the other NPCs can do their own stuff. So anyways. With that, you find the wolfsbane. He's growing along the side of a bush. And Lyle says, here, and you start to gather.
Yeah, you get a whole bunch of it.
You get a whole bunch of it. So what is exactly you're trying to do with the wolfsbane again? You're trying to make a cure?
Well, right, so you said that the requirements for the cure were elf hair, which we got.
Yes. Well, no, you didn't get the elf hair. You did not.
I got it from Morgan.
Well, no.
Oh, you're in elf, yes.
The wolf
Yes,
hair,
yes.
the actual hair, or the thing for the werewolf, we don't have.
Right.
It's
That's
just-
right. We have to capture the werewolf and get hair from it too. But
Yes, that one too.
so we have to do that, and we need the wolfsbane. And what else was there that we needed? We needed help from the elves. You said,
Huh? Well,
or
you
was
don't really
that
need help from
actually
the-
a condition? Was that not?
That was not. I didn't say that. It was
Okay.
just you needed, and
Yeah, I feel
also
Blood or something, I think.
you needed
maybe.
blood from the werewolf or something from the werewolf, like a tuft of hair blood
Mhm.
of its essence. You needed spring water that Lal also knows and is going to bring you there soon.
Oh, right.
and
that.
wolfsbane.
There
Yes,
we
it's
go.
spring.
That's what we can remember.
Okay, so I mean, we just need to go to the spring then. But I mean, it's
Alright.
getting late, and I guess we have to make camp now, or is the spring nearby?
The
'Cause
spring is
that
nearby.
sounds like a better place to make camp, if you're asking me.
You want to? You're right. So with that, give me 2 seconds. Oof. Okay. Lyle brings you to a spring. It's a bit of a waterfall that falls from what appears to be emptiness, from trees. It's very strange. There's a higher hill, and
Okay,
when you,
now
when
I
you, when you
understand
peer on
that.
top of that, like distance in the Silver Forest is very strange. You seem to be in places that you are, and then you aren't. You swore you've saw the same tree 7 times, but you've moved past it. And Lyle seems to know these woods very well. And Morgan, you do too, which is strange because you've never been here before.
I've been here.
Never been here before at all. Right. Well, I just need to transfer your characters over. That is not the page I was looking for. What's up?
Can I do a discern reality?
You may absolutely do discern realities.
Because that's a very odd feeling. I'm feeling sick and no one else is feeling it.
Yes.
And I'm suddenly knowing
Hey.
a place that I've never been.
Yeah, Alex, I'd also like to discern realities.
Okay.
What I want to do
right.
though is I want to try to look up, and like I can see like these veins, right, of these energies like writhing around up in there, up in the sky, right? I want to see if I can like, while we're walking, since I mean I'm just riding the horse, I don't really pay attention to where I'm going. I'm just gonna like watch them. I'm trying to justify using my intelligence here, but I want to watch how they like interact with each other, and just see
Yeah, okay.
like if I can sort of like try to figure out like how they're working or where they're coming from, maybe.
Okay, both of you can roll your Oh my. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, Morgan, you're feeling way too queasy to ask those questions.
Where the hell is the the cheat sheet thing. I can probably just Google that.
Oh, hold on.
Do you want the questions?
Yeah, that's what the GM sheet is the thing, and I found it already. You just Google that.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. So what do I get on a 14?
You get to ask
How
me
many?
questions from the list.
3 questions. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, that's a fail. Hold on.
Yeah, you got it, Mark.
What here is not what it appears to be. Here I'll just give you the questions.
Mm-hmm.
What should we be on the lookout for, and what here is useful or valuable to me?
Okay, so the party makes their way over to this creek over here, and Wesley, he kind of wanders over and kind of happily skips down the rocks and washes his face and washes his hands and drinks. It's very pure. It seems to like glisten and light. And Baldric, you also immediately notice there's also starlight in the water as well, but very little slight. Little dust and glimmer kind of flows through the river, like mana, like dust trickling through the waters.
I poke it.
And the water cleans itself of dirt whenever you wash yourself in it, like the Ganges.
Oh my gosh. So what was the first question again?
1 second. Fuck. First question is, what here is not what it appears to be?
All right, so you take a look at the top of the leaves. You kind of you nestle down, you rest for a little bit. You've been riding for a while, and you let the horses graze and drink the water. I'm not going to port them over. I'm too lazy. And you look up. You notice the way that the leaves move. They don't really seem to be like leaves. They seem to be an illusion more so. You look at it, and you kind of see a pattern in how they move. It's like something played on repeat, almost. You take a look at a small section, and they seems to be playing a motion. And 5 minutes later, it plays that motion again, and again, and again. By the third time, which after 50 minutes, you're like, okay, this is an illusion. These aren't actually leaves. There's something else going on in here.
Okay.
And what's the next question?
What should I be on the lookout for?
All right. So you notice some of the red and the green kind of lines that kind of very slight. They seem to crack almost. The outer shell. They seep in and out of existence. You notice it. You know, like when you close your eyes and like this little piece of dust in your eye, and you kind of follow it.
Mm-hmm.
It's exactly like that. The more you look at it, the more it tries to disappear. So you stop trying to look for it, and that's what you should be looking for. And those little traces of mana, and also there's a scent of wet fur that starts to waft in the air.
Okay, what here is useful or valuable to me?
Alright, so obviously the water is very useful and valuable to you that you know of immediately.
Yeah.
But aside from that, there's nothing much else. It seems to be a very pristine and clear river, but you notice there's a couple clearing of rocks that you can use to hide behind cover, should you be ambushed.
Would I recognize, like, this forest is or would I have known that this forest is a source of starlight?
You would never have known that. You know of the Silver Forest, but humans seldom come into this forest, or actually make it this far. People who try to go in either get lost or go crazy, or, well, without proper training and proper guidance, it's very easy to come in and disappear. So it's like a bit of a stay-away zone for humans, especially people from Ortia, which are more familiar with dealing with the sea. So you're seeing this starlight right now. You know it as starlight, but it just seems so plentiful and bountiful here.
Can I take, like, my canteen or whatnot and fill it full of it?
You want to try and fill it full of starlight?
Yeah, of the water that has starlight in it.
Sure. You kind of take your canteen, your water skin, you drink whatever's left of it, or you dump it to the side, and you lean over, and the starlight kind of goes into the canteen, as well as some of the water, and you close it shut.
Does it kind of glow through the skin of the water of the
No,
canteen?
there's not a lot of starlight, or at least that's what Baldric knows.
I just turn towards Lyle and I say, has this place always been a source of starlight?
Lyle kind of Oh, yes. Well, I guess you would know it as that. I just call it mana, just part of the earth. Lights that flows through. Moonlight that flows through. But I guess when I came here with Melandis, when she was showing me the forest, that's what happened. We saw it everywhere. I guess, well, I've never been to Ornsia. I don't really know much about Starlight. That's all I can really tell you. That's what he says. So, Morgan, what are you doing?
Being sick.
So, you're being sick, and do you, like, go and what do? You just kind of, like, sitting down, making camp, relaxing?
Making camp. I am going to go up to that water,
Yes.
and I'm gonna see if is it drinkable?
It's drinkable. It's definitely drinkable.
I'm gonna scoop up a little in my hand and drink some
Alright.
of it.
So, you're about to say something, Taliesin?
Yeah, I'm gonna go up to the water as well. I'm gonna kind of
Alright.
first. I'm gonna take off my boots
Yes.
and also roll up my tights. I ain't getting them soaked.
Yep.
I'm gonna scoop up a little bit of that starlight.
You're gonna try and scoop this. Okay, so
Yeah,
you
just
do
in
that.
my hand. I just wanna hold
And
it.
Taliesin, you're kind of like about shin deep into the water right now, and you're leaning over. And Morgan, you touch the water, and for the first time, every single person around you sees the tattoo on your arm, and it's glowing. It's bright. It's
For me,
bright.
Oh
for
my.
me, does it glow brighter?
It glows brighter. So like before, like there's like a faint hue. It's like trying to like taking a look at LED lights when you put like a blanket over it. Like there's a faint little hue to it. But this time it's bright. It's like opening your phone at 4 a.m. in the morning bright. That just radiates from your arms, and everyone sees it.
Immediately jerk my hand away.
You immediately jerk your hand away, and as you jerk your hand away, the water, it flows and it wraps around your arm like a snake. It reaches up and clings against you. It feels warm, it feels comforting. And that feeling of queasiness, that feeling of sickness and like you don't belong, yet you do belong, seems to wash away. And then the water drops. And the tattoo, it glows. It continues to glow. And then it subsides. But when it leaves, the markings of blue wrap your arm like a sleeve, and now everyone can see this. It's no longer glowing. And Taliesin, you're like, you almost scoop this up some starlight, and then you turn and look over to Morgan as it happens, and the starlight kind of like washes through your hands. You're completely distracted
Oh.
as he tried. It's pretty bright. It was very noticeable. And Wesley, his eyes are, he's wide-eyed, and Harold is just kind of leaning, kind of like picking his teeth from his dinner. He's just like, well, this seems to be normal with you guys, so I'm just gonna continue eating.
This is fine.
This is fun.
I just love how unbothered he is by everything.
I mean, yeah, it's totally is.
He rode in a caravan with a on keg. I think he's used to this.
He also fought against a giant orc god, so he's fine.
I'm gonna move Taliesin up here.
So, Morgan, your arm is glowing.
I don't know what this is. And she's going to look visibly concerned and a bit panicked.
I don't think I've ever seen that reaction to Starlight before.
Morgan, do you respond?
The uneasiness and it's gone away, right?
Yes.
Your arm glows too.
Your arm glows too.
Hey, Alex, should I spout lore about this?
Yes, you may.
Can I maybe
spell
use my
it.
+1 from having discern realities?
You get to get a +1 because you're acting upon the earlier stuff as well.
Yeah.
So yes, you get a +1 to this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because, like, I think this is probably related to the
Yes,
way that the leaves are fucked up.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's an
well,
8.
you got that's an 8. So you got one interesting thing.
Doesn't necessarily have to be helpful, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't have to necessarily be helpful. You've seen this before.
I'm gonna
Fuck.
pull at the. You said the water is like making a sleeve on my arm, right?
Yeah, it's so since then dropped. It's reacting like normal water now. And Taliesin, you've
Where have
seen
I
these
seen this before? Yeah?
You've seen these markings before. It's kind of racking your brain right now because it was very happen chance how you came across this. But 4 statues you remember Alvo the Starbright. Remember his dungeon. Remember when you first went down there, you found Sasha. And
Oh,
you
there was
closed
like
the
an
gate.
elf with like all kinds of markings on it, wasn't it?
Yes. That's what you remember.
I'm gonna touch the water again.
You touch the water again, and it seems like the starlight lingers around your fingers a little bit and then moves on. And you take a look closer as Taliesin, you take a look closer to Morgan when his hands touch the water, and the runes and the markings, they look very similar. Very similar to the markings of that one elf.
I'm gonna
But that's all
reach
I'm gonna
into, reach out on my belt and pull out this staff here.
Yes.
And I'm gonna, kind of, hold it in my hand and consider it for a moment, and then just jam it down into the water. Right into the silt underneath my feet.
Okay. So you take the staff, and you jam it into the rock. Nothing happens for a little bit, and then you kind of jimmy a little bit, and then it touches the soil. The staff itself glows brighter. Runes that had never shown itself before until now wrap around, creating lines of text in Old Elvish that even you have trouble reading. It glows bright, and it starts sprouting at the tip, it starts sprouting at the side, and then it reforms itself. And then you look at it, and it feels easy in your hands. It seems connected to you now. It seems rejuvenated, and the oak that looked brittle and weathered seems to be alive again, new. How you decide to use it next, well, it depends. Well, that's what happens to your staff, though.
I just kind of, hold it, I gently, pull it out of the little silty rocks down there and just kind of look at it. But I don't do anything.
Yeah, it looks like you just you touch soil again in the water, and you do notice that the starlight actually kind of enters it. And Baldric, this is all fascinating to you. Like you've never seen starlight react like this in such a natural way before. Not in the way that you see these elves react to the starlight. And Wesley is just sitting in the corner, just scribbling all this down. He is frantically writing as much as he can with his pen. He's going through page by page as he stares. He runs up and he looks, and he actually, very boldly grabs your hands, Morgan, and shakes it and looks at you with such glee in his eyes.
I look back in panic and say,
You look back in
I still
panic.
don't know what this is.
You've upset the boy.
Lyle is just he says, I haven't even seen this react with Melandis. We used to go swimming, and he kind of trails off a little bit near the end of that, and he kind of blushes and looks to the side. Melandis and I used to go here all the time. It's never reacted to her like that before, and she's an elf. And Wesley looks at Lyle and looks back at Morgan, and his eyes go even wider, and he writes down, "What is your name?"
Morgan.
No. There's more to it. There's more to it. What is your full name? And then he writes it down and shows it to you again.
She pauses for a moment. Morgana Erica Atris.
And then he flips back in his book and looks back and forth. He points at you in the motion of 1 second, and you notice him pacing, circling. He kind of goes off to his own little corner again and paces around in circles. Now the rest of you, there's the silence. The sound of the waterfall just continues to flow. And Khalgrast, Voss comes out.
Oh god, why now?
He does whatever he pleases. When he leans in real close to the water, and you notice that there's no reflection when he leans over as a shadow.
I was gonna dip you in there, right?
Pardon? What were you gonna say?
I'd contemplated soaking myself in this water just for you, buddy.
Voss says, "Oh, you might as well. I'd love to see you all drenched and wet," Voss says, and he kind of laughs to himself. "You're welcome to try." And he kind of his body kind of goes into the water, but not really goes into the water. It's it's a mist that disappears the lower he gets into the water. And then a hand comes out from underneath, and he beckons you coming closer and says, "Khalgrast, the water's warm."
Hey, I'd like to take the chance to remind everyone, we haven't used it yet, but I picked up a skill, Know-It-All. It's whenever someone else's character comes to me for advice, and I tell them what to do, if you take my advice, you get a +1 forward to following it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna jump in the water.
Yeah, just, that might be useful.
Cannonball! And Khalgrast, you
don't
jump
need my
into the
advice for
water.
that.
And the water slaps, goes everywhere. And Baldric, you actually get a nice splash to your face, and it messes up your hair. And
I actually don't care at this point.
and it splashes on Wesley, and Wesley does care. It's like he looks at you and says, "Really?" And has the facial expression and the point in like his hands, right? And Khalgrast, you notice that his book didn't get wet. The water hit his book.
Baldric's still, not Baldric, jeez. Help me. Taliesin's still, like, in the water, right?
Yeah,
I'm like
Talison's
shin
still in
deep
the water.
here.
Yeah, shin deep. Yeah.
Holding
I'm
a
gonna saunter
glowing
out there.
Yeah.
So Morgan, you kind of saunter out there.
Weren't you further in than me?
What?
No,
Yes.
she just stuck her hand in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, well, I mean, I turn over to Morgan. I'm like just holding the staff.
Have
Well-
you seen this before? And she's gonna show Taliesin her arm.
I give like a little once over the arms. Like I like grab your wrist and hold it out. These are the same. Do you remember the statues at the entrance to the gate?
I do.
These tattoos were on the unnamed elf woman. The one with this, and I'm gonna shake the staff.
An unnamed elf priestess. Morgan, do you remember the stories you were told as a kid? About an elf priestess who sacrificed her life to stop a calamity hundreds of years ago? Her life whose essence she gave to the oaken heart to protect it? Remember those stories, Morgan? The ones you grew up on with your grandfather? They kind of appear in your head a little bit, and you just kind of look, and you're not sure where to put two and two with this.
So she's going to ask Taliesin, what does this mean?
Taliesin shrugs.
I'll be frank with you, Taliesin. I'm scared.
I mean, it. Taliesin scratches the back of his head. Maybe it means you're related to her or something. I don't know. Like, that stuff can pass through the blood. That's a known thing. I mean, I don't want to be too forward, but you're I think the preferred term is city elf, right? Do you know anything about your parentage? I mean, you tell me.
Morgan, all you remember is that you were born in a caravan.
They call you half-elves where I come from, and I just didn't think that would be appreciated.
She shakes her head. I was born in a caravan, and most of my time was spent with my grandfather.
When you say that, Wesley, his eyes darts to you. He stops flipping his pages. He doesn't care. He runs up to you, like his legs popping up and down the water, trying to get up to you as fast as he can. He says, well, he writes, "What is the name of your grandfather?"
Baldric. I'm sure you've heard of him. He's a big name.
Wait, have I heard of that name?
No, you have not heard of that name.
Let her have this.
I mean, I don't say anything. I just want to know.
He flips a couple pages again, and your whole name was what again?
Let me flip back to it. Morgana Erica Atris.
Actress. And he opens up. It says he points at a name he's written there a long time ago. It reads Baldric Atris. Is that he? And he turns to a new page and says, "Is this the name of your grandfather?"
She nods.
He closes the book. He looks. He's flat-faced right now. He's been glee and flat-faced right now. He walks over. And he just sits down and he starts writing just constantly. And then first he like opens up and says, "Please, one moment. I need to write this down." And then he continues writing. He seems to be so focused on writing in his journal right now. But you did notice your grandfather's name wasn't in his book. And you've never heard of this.
He didn't write that, though, did he?
He did write that.
Oh, he
did
wrote
write
that.
Yes, as part of his notes a long time ago. and he's looking through and furiously reading. And anyways,
Hey, I'm
So-
gonna hold the staff out to Morgan. Hey, could you hold this for a second?
Okay. I'm gonna take the staff.
Alright, I'm gonna resume what I
There's-
was doing, trying to scoop up a little piece of
Okay.
Starlight.
yeah, you can scoop up. Do you want to like have like a little vial that you want to scoop it up in, or just your hands?
Actually, I want to try to use it to power a spell real quick, just to see if it works like that.
Yeah, sure, you can.
I want to cast Summon Monster.
All right. So you stand in the water and you roll. Do your roll for summon monster.
Alright. Oh, shit! Oh, hold on. So, what do I get a bonus from that?
You do.
Okay.
I'm gonna get to that in a second. But first, when Morgan holds the staff, there's a throw of power, but nothing really happens.
I'm gonna take -1 to spellcasting.
You're gonna take -1 to spellcasting. All right.
Yeah.
Well, you don't fail. You don't fail.
I mean, I just.
So you still get the XP. You still get the XP.
Oh, do you? Okay.
I think. Do you? Did we house roll that? I forgot.
I mean,
How that
you
works.
said that at one point, but I'm not sure if that's supposed to be how it works.
That's not supposed to be how it works.
I think you only
you-
get experience
you
if
have
you
to-
don't do the thing.
Yes.
That's true.
'cause
Yeah,
then something
you're
happens,
right.
We have plenty of experience going around, so I don't think that's something we need to worry
Yeah.
about. We don't
So
need extra
you first
experience.
you start to summon. You try to summon whatever comes into mind. Probably like a water golem or something.
Well,
or
I mean,
elemental.
specifically, I don't get to pick.
You don't get to pick.
it's a-
Okay.
The whole.
Okay.
Here, let me pull up the thing.
No, and I have it open in front of me. Don't worry. I'm reading through it again.
Yeah, it's supposed to be
I
like
have
an
sticky
animal or
notes.
something. Yeah, and you decide based on the things that I choose.
Mm-hmm. Well, you start to summon what appears to be the image of a wolf, kind of emanating like the water.
And I
groups
only
together.
rolled 1, so I only get to pick one of those.
One of those stats, yeah. But you didn't fail. You actually got a +1 to that because you're in the presence and you're literally there's starlight kind of
Oh, that's
coursing
just the
through your
effect of
body.
this thing? Okay.
Yeah, just boost the effect. At least that's what you know. And the wolf, it starts to like shatter and like it looks like it's about to attack you because it's like, where am I? This is Silver Forest. Like, why are you doing this? And it stops. And then the starlight kind of seeps into it and it glows. And Baldric is a glow that you're familiar with when starlight is used at home to power ships, to power factories, to power everything. But it glows naturally in this being. And it holds still. And the wolf there is in front of you. But its eyes glowing bright with flakes of starlight resembling eyes, kind of glowing there.
Does the starlight energy appear to be pooling somewhere in the water?
It doesn't seem to be pulling, it just seems to be coursing through.
I'm gonna say it's not reckless and the bond is strong.
The bond is strong. Well, you get to choose one of those things.
Oh, I thought you said I get a +1.
No, +1 to the
Oh,
roll
to the roll.
itself.
Okay. That's okay. Then I'm gonna say it's not reckless.
It's not reckless? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. So, it's there and it looks at you and it stares. It looks waiting for a command.
Search this area. Make sure there's nothing like hiding in the shadows.
Alright. So, as it starts to move and search, it moves. Hold on, let me find a picture of a wolf real quick. Oof. There you go. Here's your wolf, buddy. Hello. Right.
Small wolf.
Small wolf. Not too big. Right, and he rolled a 7. I'm gonna choose one. So it actually walks right up about here, and then it stops, and its fur, quote unquote, its water fur, starts to raise on the back of its neck. Something's coming. Something is coming fast. And you notice for the first time, you didn't notice it the other night, but Baldric, you turn around and you notice Lyle, his head is pounding. And he's weak at the knees. He kind of falls to the ground. Coming from the far end of the forest, you hear a growl. A loud growl. As something appears, you notice its figure, its shadow, similar to the one that you had the night before. As this giant... One second, here we go. Aha! Werewolf barrels out and its scent and its eyes, deep red, staring at Lyle, running through.
I want to cast the Arcane Art on it to remove the.
Yeah, you can totally do that. Uh-oh.
Shit.
Uh-oh.
Hey, I want to cast
Oh.
invisibility on Morgan, actually.
Alright, so you can cast invisibility on Morgan.
Let me roll that. Take a -1 to this.
Nice.
Oh.
Well, I'm gone.
Hey, I want to double it. And actually,
Right.
I don't. Okay, that's really loud.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'll fix
No,
that.
I'm
Actually,
gonna-
don't worry about
Hold
it.
on. Yeah, it's fine. You can lower the volume level. Enough.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I want to double that then to also invisibilize myself.
Invisibilize yourself.
Yes, so we're both invisible.
So the both of you have vanished.
Double invisible.
Double
Hell
invisible. Hold
yeah.
on. This is a perfect icon.
Yeah.
Alright. So, with that, the werewolf charges through, barreling through.
Where's Baldric?
Its fur,
Oh, there he is.
yeah, its fur, like, washes through as the starlight hits its body, but it seems to reflect off, bounce off. Its essence no longer a part of its elf. And he charges through, and he runs about right halfway here, and Wesley just ducks out of the way, and Harold stands in front of Lyle, who is buckled down to the ground. You notice there's a scar on his chest, gashed. One of his chest is he was hit. He was hit by the werewolf, but he hadn't mentioned it until now.
Oh, and it like started hurting whenever the werewolf showed up.
Yes, it started
Okay,
hurting when the
okay.
werewolf showed up, and its eyes. And Taliesin, you remember from the lore you read about werewolves is that werewolves tend to go hunt for those that they care for the most first.
That's fucked up.
You're fucked up.
Actually, totally, actually within the lore. So,
It comes barreling out.
where was the humanoid, right?
Sorry?
Where was the humanoids, right?
I guess they're humanoids.
Yeah, baby.
Whole person.
Right? You got a whole person?
Yes, I
Right.
will.
Roll it. What is the exact spell?
Yeah, read it out for us because we've never heard it.
Hold person. Choose a person you can see until you cast a spell or leave their presence. They cannot act except to speak. This effect
Right.
ends immediately if the target takes damage from any source.
Oh,
Alright.
shit. Okay.
So it is snared, and Voss, he appears from under the water. His shadows wrap around its leg and it grips it. It's unable to move. It roars out in pain. It screeches. And as it screeches, you notice something, Morgan and Taliesin, on its back. There are arrows sticking out of it. And there's an axe sticking out of it.
Gee.
Too surprising.
I want
No.
to take advantage of that opportunity to try to remove it again.
Yeah, go ahead.
That doesn't count as damage,
Morgan.
right? Just so we're clear.
Yes. Well, that does not count as damage. No,
Okay, good.
you're correct. That
It
does
has to
not
be
count.
damage.
I
It has
just
to
want to
be
clarify
damage.
that before we do something very silly.
It has to take HP damage.
All right, so you're gonna get a +2 to that, +1 to that anyways. So you start to play. Its eyes, its flicker, go black, then red, then black, then red, and then looks at Lyle, and there's actual empathy in its eyes. And it looks to the party, and it roars. It tries to communicate, and Morgan, you notice on its back the arrows. They're not elven. They're not human. They're orcish.
Wait, hold on. Morgan should be able to understand the werewolf.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Is it technically an ally? Because it's
You're
technically an animal,
technically-
right?
you're technically right.
It is
Morgan,
both a
you don't
humanoid and
understand.
an animal, so.
It says, "The orcs, they're here. You need to run now." And just right on cue, you notice green eyes appear once again under cloaks, teeth baring ear to ear as they laugh maniacally. Green ichor flows from their teeth. You recognize these ones.
Oh, of course.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Would you say
they're
this is a
back.
crowd of orcs?
This is indeed a crowd of orcs.
Could I use Sasha on them?
Are they? Hold on, let me double check the rules for Sasha.
So, real quick, this is it's tied up, right?
Yes, this is a crowd. This can affect with Sasha because there's not just one group of them. There's two. One on top of the the waterfall as well. They seem to creep from
Catch all these
underneath the
guys.
shadows. They're appearing out of nowhere.
So I could use Sasha, and everyone would have a +1 forward against him.
For one action, yes. Which group do you want? The one on the left or the one on the right?
I'll do the one on the right.
Okay, roll your Sasha Samba. That's a 7. Alright, so what does that
Do I
mean?
still get a plus from the water?
You get... Sasha gets the plus from the water, yes. You get 1 hold. So from that list, what do you want?
Well, it says I can only temporarily distract a hostile one.
Distract the hostile one, yes. They don't get to act. Like, they get confused for a second, giving your allies a chance to like reposition
Right,
against that right group of
They try to fight
that-
Sasha, and all their shit
Yeah.
just goes through him.
Yeah.
Alright, so do you want to do that?
Yeah.
Rook? I didn't hear your answer, sorry.
Yes.
Okay, so, Baldric, thinking quickly, you take out your lute, you start playing a tune, and a tango starts playing, and Sasha bounces to the rhythm of the 3/4, and it comes up, and it spreads itself all over. Its music bounces in sort of like ricochet, and it hits these. Oh, wait, that's not what I wanted. One does not leave. The 3 of them seem confused, leaving the party to move, and Wesley immediately spring into action. But these 3 ones at the top left, they take out their arrows, and there's blood and poison on them. Whoosh! They fire at Baldric, they fire at Khalgrast. What do you guys do?
Dodge.
I will, let me see.
Morgan, you should move to a better position, like not in the river.
Mhm. Like, not in the river. So that's my first thing. How long am I invisible for?
Until you do something that damages or makes an action that like physically affects something.
Yeah, it's
So you're
like,
still
so
invisible.
you make an attack actually, specifically.
Oh,
there.
okay.
Yes.
Like you
I
can
will,
you can
stand
defend.
and
Remember, because
defend.
Khalgrast used defend
I'm gonna defend, actually, yeah.
at one point
Alright,
and
roll
did
your
not
con.
break invisibility.
Ooh. So that means I can possibly get to this high ground up here. I'm gonna go assume
Yes,
that's
you
high
can.
ground.
Yeah,
Yes, you can.
I'm going
Okay.
to do the opposite, and I want to go across the river and see that little crevice in the rock there. That's like a little cliff, right?
Yes, it's a bit of a cliff. Yes, you can move there yourself.
Yeah, I'm
you
just
can
gonna
take it too.
zip. I'm actually just gonna put my
Alright.
back to this.
Yes, you can do that. All right, so let's resolve. Baldric, these arrows fly past, but you notice is just for some reason after dodging so many arrows so many times, there's a rhythm to it. You just duck your head left and right. You do a bit of a twist. You peer away. It ends with a nice chord, a nice little flourish, just to taunt them a little bit more. In Khalgrast, what are the 3 things you want from your con?
Well, I'm going to, well, actually, so I'm gonna try to figure out how to do this. I'm gonna half the damage for sure.
Yes, you have the damage.
I don't think I can need to redirect.
No, you don't need to. They're hitting you anyways.
So I'm going to,
Can you make them take
Might-
damage?
yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. How that
Have
would
Voss
work.
do it. Have him. I mean, he's like
Voss
right.
can
He's
do
already.
it. Voss can do it. He's in the water,
Yeah.
actually.
Oh, you wanna redirect it? You wanna see if you can hit them?
No, I can. With part of the hold, where they can take damage. They take damage from defense actions.
Yes, you're right. Okay, you can totally do that.
So
Okay.
I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna give a +1 forward since I don't need a redirect to
Yep.
the next person attacking. I guess this group.
Yes, the one on top of the cliff.
So yeah, I'm
The one
gonna
on the
do
left or
that.
the one on the right?
The one on the left.
Okay. Which one's the one that's distracted?
The ones on the right are distracted. The ones on the left, Khalgrast and Baldric just weathered blows from. Okay, Khalgrast, you're about to take some damage. You take the best of these 2. You take 6 damage, half that. That's 3.
Oh, so I take none.
You take
Okay.
none. So it actually hits your plate, and you aren't affected by the poison because you take 0 damage.
Actually, I'll just shield it out of the way. That would make sense.
Yeah, you shield it out of the way, and Voss splits himself into 2. Now there's 2 Voss. Oh no! And
No.
spikes shunk from underneath the ground, clipping one of the assassins. Now roll your damage. It's your level. So what level are you right now?
Let's see. I am level. I believe I'm 5.
Yes, and you get to roll merciless.
And merciless.
Roll your 1d4.
Seven.
That's 7 altogether. Okay, one of them immediately gets like eviscerated by thousands of black spikes coursing through its body.
Oh, I can do that now. Great.
You can do that now. Great. All right. So Morgan, what are you doing? You have a moment the werewolf is currently bound right now.
Oh, and I guess these guys are like fucking terrified at that. So +1 forward, guys.
Yes.
Shoot them.
Oh, if the werewolf is bound.
The werewolf
I'm
is
gonna
not a
take a tuft
problem.
of his
Do
hair.
not attack it. Don't do that yet. Do not do
I
that
still
yet.
want to go up here though.
I don't think he's attacking the werewolf.
No,
Yeah.
Khalgrast, do you take a -1 to all spell casting
Yes.
while you're maintaining this hold?
Oh, I can't maintain the hold, actually. If I cast the spell, it ends immediately. So, I actually don't.
Oh, really? Okay, so it's just
Yeah,
stuck.
So he's
right
not casting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't cast a spell. Yeah.
now. Okay, you can't cast the spell. All right, Morgan, what do you do? You're invisible right now.
I'm going up here.
All right, what do you do?
Pop, pop.
Pop, pop, right? Shooting
Oh.
arrows.
Plus
Totally.
2.
You got a +2 to that.
Invisible, and they're shooken.
Yeah, they're counted as helpless because they have no fucking clue where you are right now. So roll your dex, my dude.
Don't biff it.
Well,
Don't
they're
biff the
kinda- they're
damage.
counting as
Don't roll
helpless.
on damage.
Don't biff it.
Don't biff it.
Biff it.
You're
That's a
biffing it.
9.
You're
You
biffing
biffed
it.
You biffed it.
Hold on.
Alright.
Can I actually aid Morgan? Because I was gonna do something here anyway.
Okay, how do you aid him? How do you want to aid him?
Well, I was gonna send in the wolf to attack, but before I was gonna do that, I wanted to try to use the staff to just directly channel more energy from the spring into the wolf. But I guess I'll roll
Alright, you
bond
can do
here.
that. Roll your bond. Roll your bond. I'll
Does it
allow
just-
you to use your wolf to help right now by doing that. You channel the energy into your staff. It goes through, it wraps around the staff, and it's like this little light peers through. It's a tether of starlight going into the wolf. And roll your bond with Morgan real quick. Oh, no.
No.
That is a 5. You gotta fail. The wolf climbs up. The tether snaps. And it stalls. Stalls long enough for one of the assassins to take out a dagger and strike it. And how much health does it have? It only has 1 health, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now Morgan, go ahead and choose. You have volley. You got a 7, or 9 technically. Do you use ammo? Put yourself in position of risk? Do you take what you can get?
Position of risk.
Position of risk.
Risky business, good.
All right. So you fire a few arrows, but because of the mist of the water and the starlight emanating brightly, you're forced to move over here into position of risk. But you fire. So go ahead and roll your damage. And Iridan soars in. He's here. He's still here. Hey, that's pretty good.
Hey,
I didn't biff it there at least.
You did not. biff it
finally didn't
there.
roll more than 2 for damage.
All
Right?
so
Feels
3d8
great.
+1. Yeah, your wolfie's gone. It's removed from this plane of existence.
Yep.
Bye. So, Morgan, you actually kill this one, and then you quickly turn over, and Iridan, as the other assassins slices through the ethereal wolf, it vanishes. But through the mist, Iridan swoops in its beak, gouging out one of its eyes. It's also dead. Freaking
Nice.
badass.
Caw, motherfucker.
Caw-caw.
Caw-caw, motherfucker.
Meanwhile, Baldric, what are you doing? You notice Wesley.
I'm
running up.
gonna do it goes to 11.
All right, so roll. It goes to 11. Roll your charisma. All right, so do you have to draw more attention to yourself? Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Yeah, so its sensory effects are very limited. They're going to roll a 2d8 against themselves and see how much damage they deal to themselves. Wow, that's an 8. 8 reduced by their armor. Okay, so all right, they're at this health. All right, while they're distracted, Wesley comes up and takes out a rapier and stabs one right in the chest. Or does he? That depends.
Yeah, wait a minute. Like, he just can do that? Because that's
No,
pretty
no.
great.
Then, well, I mean, I just got to double check something. Oh, okay, that's good to know. Oh, well, and he also is forced to take hit as well.
Wait, hold on. Wouldn't I get a +1 forward? Since they haven't been touched.
It's your first action. Do you get that from Sasha?
The Sasha, what it allowed them was it was distracted so that they couldn't really do anything for the first part. You only got 1 hold, and you spent
Okay.
it on distracting them, not their +1.
Okay.
I'll have to ask about that later.
Okay. All right. So, while they're distracted, Wesley goes up and tries to stab, and he's gonna roll his. Oh well, not too great. Not too great. He's wet. He's tired. They're gonna hit him. Right, and in the blood, and they slash him real good actually, and goes through a lot of his armor. But Taliesin, you notice something. As the assassin takes out its dagger coated with poison, hitting him, for a brief second you notice a ward of blue light stopping some of the brunt of the blow as it shatters through it and hits him. But you do notice that.
I know what that is.
Alright.
I'm sure that's something.
It's an
I'm sure that's...
It's an arcane ward.
Yes. Alright. And you notice that there's a look of fatigue on his face right now. Alright. This assassin comes over. These two come up, they take out their enchanted arrows, and they knock them, and they aim them right at Baldric. What do you do?
Hey, whenever they do that, I'm gonna jump out.
Dodge!
I'm gonna jump out to the side and just fucking stab one.
They don't know he's here, so...
They don't know you're there! You come up from underneath, you climb up, and you take out your stab, and go ahead, roll your ints. Alright, this is what happens.
Plus whatever
Baldric.
for whatever, I don't know.
Alright. So, as you try and dodge out of the way, Baldric, not only do you take the damage, it hits you right in your arm, and your mandolin drops into the water.
Oh, man.
You're forced to drop it. Alright. 2d6 plus... No, it's 2d8. And Taliesin, you go ahead and roll your damage.
Mooney, no.
Moody, yes.
Mooney said 2 Voss tentacle emoji.
Hey, Talison's in the water, man.
No.
Yeah. Alright,
That's damage I take.
no, that is Taliesin's damage. Taliesin, you take 5 damage reduced by your armor.
Okay.
You're also poisoned.
Frick, well we
We
can
got
fix that
plenty
later.
of antitoxins.
Also, you guys are not invisible anymore.
That just means I'm
Yeah.
sick, right? Or shaky, or which
Yeah,
one?
You are the one that -1 to shaky. It's shaky. It's shaky. Yeah, your hands start to shake.
Okay. That's what I thought.
No, actually, wait. It affects both your dex and con. This is a much more potent poison.
Okay.
A much more potent
Oh,
poison.
they're serious.
That's false, but I mean, that doesn't
they're
reduce.
serious
Does
this
that
time.
reduce my max HP or what?
Your con also, it reduces slightly your max. Just click on the
What does it reduce?
Oh, it didn't actually happen. It didn't reduce it. It wasn't enough to, I guess.
It just means that you do -1 to all rolls to Constitution.
Sure.
Yeah, I thought it was just a penalty.
It's just a
Okay.
penalty for your rolls.
Okay. Well,
Check the
I
little
clicked it
box.
on. I clicked it
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
no, I see
Baldric, you take 9 damage reduced by your armor.
Eee.
And your hands start to go shaky, and your whole body just starts. You feel like throwing up right now. In fact, you get like there's a bit in the back of your throat, like it's a very fast.
If only
poison.
someone had a ranged launcher that could launch antitoxin.
So, does that mean I'm shaky right now?
Quick, I'll
You
use
are-
my slingshot.
You are
Shaky and
both
sickened, I think.
you are both shaky and sick.
Alright, I'll order Grey Tower to defend this area, these dudes over here, and I'm gonna bound across the waves into these folks.
All right, you bound across the waves into these folk. Baldric, you notice your mandolin floating slowly down the river.
Oh, I'm grabbing that shit.
Yeah, you jump into the water and you try to grab that shit. And Baldric, I'm gonna need you to make. No, I can't actually tell you to do that. But Baldric, you climb into the water and you notice this werewolf. His eyes start to flicker red once again. They start to shake and bound, and his claws. It's screeching and roaring. Its arms trying to break through Khalgrast's hold. It looks like it's about to break free Khalgrast. What do you do? And what does Baldric do?
I mean,
Can I grab my mandolin?
he's whole person.
Yeah, he is whole person.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Now, Baldric, do you still want to grab the mandolin through the legs of this giant werewolf thing happening right now?
Can I, like, go around and
And
get
wait
it
for
and
it
move
to
downstream?
He said, run down.
I mean, I'm not gonna reach through the fucking monster to get it. I'm gonna run there and just try to get
Alright.
it from there.
So,
Just takes longer.
Okay. It just does take longer. Khalgrast, what do you do?
Oh, hack and slash.
Hack and slash, alright.
I'm gonna aid since I'm right here.
Alright.
Don't do it. Don't
Oh.
stop. Don't stop. Stop
Just
doing
don't worry
it.
about it. Don't worry about it.
Stop it.
Let me help you.
Alright. Khalgrast, roll your damage.
Oh yeah, man, no problem.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Oh yeah, man, no problem.
Yeah, man, no problem.
Roll your merciless.
Merciless.
Yeah, man, no problem.
13 damage. Holy shit. Alright. Okay, so you just immediately jump out of the water.
I grab these two and just like smash their noggins together in a
Hold on.
gory, nasty mess.
Hold on. There we go.
Gotta turn them.
Yeah, that's correct.
Thank you. It's very
They're
important.
They're down on the ground, and Wesley is currently dueling this one orc over here. Morgan, you have a clear shot.
Absolutely gonna take that clear shot.
Thunk. Man, I'm glad shooting in melee isn't a thing.
Oh, thank God. Precise shot.
Real glad things aren't shooting in melee here.
Alright, so take what you can get, use up one arrow, or move into a position of risk.
Position of risk.
Alright, you jump down and you soar into the air as you knock an arrow flying in the air. Like while you're falling, you notice you're feeling as if the starlight comes from underneath the water, lifting you. Your gracious landing as you land somewhere over here. It's a pretty far jump, but it looks like you're kind of like floating down, and you let loose and roll the damage, and you kill it right in the eyes.
Right between the eyes.
Right between the eyes.
As Morgan herself looks very surprised as to how she got here.
Yeah, you're just like, wait a second, I'm not wet. And with that, it stops. And the werewolf, it bangs, it hits, it's trying its very hardest to break through whole person. No. Khalgrast is Voss, the second Voss who was up there on top of the hill, comes back down and wraps, and his whole body and being wraps around the entirety of the werewolf. And Voss, his head kind of Voss, his head
terrifying.
Appears from behind the head and says, I feel like this is a little bit unnecessary, but here you go. And he's just like holding him tight.
Cut the hair.
Cut the hair.
Voss, and a little hand appears, and like his two fingers become scissors. He snips it.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Maybe we should
Alright, I got a
try to
tuft.
help with the poison.
What do you want me to do?
Baldric!
You're
I
the
have
one.
a potion!
I mean, you have a
If
you have
you
a
would be
fucking
so kind.
launcher. You can just knock him out from over there. Just
Yeah, you have antitoxin. How much antitoxin do you guys have?
6 out of 6.
6. Okay, you guys can use 2. And you notice Wesley actually, his hand shaking. He goes into his satchel and picks out his own, and he injects it into himself.
Okay,
So-
sure, he's good.
So you're gonna hit Taliesin and I.
Yeah, you both at this point you don't really need to do it at range. You just administer it, right? And both of
But
you
it
are
would be
no
really
longer
cool if
poisoned.
you did
And
it right.
I don't know. Morgan might just do it at range just because I'm Baldric.
Morgan, do you do it at range, or do you like shoot it with your hands, or do you like administer it personally?
Administer. Well, yeah, sure, why not? Yeah, administer.
Thank you, Morgan. You're too kind.
And Harold sheaths his sword, and Lyle is like passed out on the ground as his wound is like, it seems to be spreading a little bit. And the werewolf, his eyes flicker red once more, but it's being held back. And the hair, the best way I can describe Voss right now is, that the villain from Samurai Jack.
Mm-hmm.
He moves very much like that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, okay. I got the tuft of hair in my pocket
Yes.
here. Could
Mhm.
could I like just fix this up? I did
You
bring
can
some
concoct it.
supplies. Yeah.
I mean, as long as I don't go away from this, I can maintain
Yeah.
spell, no problem.
Right?
Can I cure
And-
Lyle?
Yeah, you can cure Lyle. And Wesley comes over and he takes out his own alchemic supplies, and between the both of you, he helps you out, and you're able to create a potion. And with the water, the starlight seems to like flakes of starlight kind of swirl and it glows. And what do? You just like give it to you have the werewolf has to ingest it.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
usually
shake
can be
it up
actually.
real good. Like I put my thumb over the top, and I tell Voss to get her mouth open.
Voss,
Get its
literally,
mouth open.
Voss, his hands kind of appear from the shadows from his chest, from the bind. It's like, open wide,
Good.
and opens
God.
opens the mouth of the werewolf.
Good. My fucking thing's a tentacle monster now. Great.
All right, and I just kind of go over there and like gingerly pour it down the throat.
All right, and the screeching in its eyes go red, from red to black, and then black to brilliant emerald green, and its form changes. it becomes smaller, smaller, smaller.
Whole person.
I mean, like it's still a whole person. It's still there. And
So while they're doing that, I'm gonna attempt to speak with the dead.
what?
Yeah.
What?
Whoa.
I have that.
Wow, she's
Yeah.
massive.
Yeah, that's a level 1 spell, man. I can do that too.
Shit, you can do that. Well, Morgan, go ahead and cast wisdom, please.
Yeah.
I mean, not that
Try
these
and,
guys are gonna be willing to talk, but I mean, it's better than
They
nothing.
don't have to be.
They don't have to.
They don't have to be willing.
Oh,
Willing or not, I'm asking.
Willing or not, she can do it.
nice.
All
I'm able
right.
to pull this thing's soul up. So like, all right, listen up.
All right, I'm gonna go pick up the lady so that she doesn't like drown in the river.
Yeah.
I mean, she's suspended. It's fine.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go.
Do we need to put like a robe over her or something?
She's completely naked right now.
Yeah.
Just cover her with us. It's fine.
Cover her with moss. Oh my god.
No, God, no. I have like extra cloths and
Oh
stuff.
no.
Like,
Cover her
Listen,
with Voss.
I cover Lyle's eyes as well as mine.
it's starting to get chilly, guys. I'm dressed in layers anyway. Don't worry, I got you covered.
All right. So you bring her off to this and you like take off your overcoat and you put it on her, and she is fast asleep right now. Right. So Wesley, who's over here, looks in surprise at Morgan, but Morgan, when you start to cast a spell, your tattoo glows again.
Just,
Hey, this worked out, guys.
we're just gonna keep calm.
We keep calm and carry on, and
No.
you the light. It looks like light shines on their body like a spotlight that appears from just above you guys from the trees, and the soul of this assassin comes out. It's wretched. It's green and red and black, and its mist just seems so unnatural and so foreign to this place and world. And he's and the noises as it comes out, and its head creaks, and it seems forced here by this spiritual power as light kind of like wraps around its body, and it looks at you and hisses at you in Orcish. By the way, Taliesin,
Yeah.
before you left, Drugar and Drakthar actually taught you some Orcish. You can understand Orcish now.
Oh God.
Flashback.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna finish getting her wrapped up and set up on the bank, and I'll rush on back over.
As I've realized that, oh right, Orcish.
Morgan, we have way too much in common.
and
what's
it
it
starts to
say?
hiss and growl, and it's just talking to Morgan at this point because that's all it sees. And it goes on and drones on for about a good 5 minutes about how it's gonna scum like the whole the Juvogo clan. Let me type that down for you guys.
Please do.
Oh, well, there goes that one question. I already know who they answer, like who they answer to. So there's that.
And it's like it's gonna scalp you and eat your ears and drink your brain through your socket. It's very graphic.
It's very fucking like Rakai.
Yeah, and Taliesin is just like drone. Like it's funny to hear because like you hear like the growl and the snarls of this dead orc, and then Taliesin just reciting it like high elven accent. It's kind of hilarious. But anyways, how does this spell work? Speak to the dead.
I get to ask
3
him
questions. It
3
answers to the
questions.
best of its ability.
Okay, so it's already spewed out a little bit because of narrative reasons, but
It's mad.
it's mad. What do you ask?
What questions does the party want it to ask? Because I was going to ask who their clan was, but we kind of already have that.
I'm just gonna straight up ask him. All right, like, have they found the gate yet?
The gate is well protected by the stupid druid girl, and like it's fighting itself not to reveal anything. The magic has started to take effect. He's starting to wake. He'll wake soon, then we will eat her for breakfast. And it says, but
Lovely.
first, the town must be killed. The elven town shall be razed, so that we may take the spear and open the gate ourselves.
Where's the spear?
No, we
The
do. Well, first of all, hold on. Before we burn any of our questions, the orc can't understand Melty, right? Or can Melty still ask
yeah.
questions? Or Morgan, excuse me.
Well, it's implied that it transcends language. It can understand
Okay.
what Melty's asking, but like it still speaks in Orcish.
I mean, I think I know where the spear is. I think the spear's in town. Before you ask that question,
yeah. So go
pretty
ahead.
sure the
Before-
druid in town has that. I can almost guarantee you that she's holding on to that.
But they said Elventown. That was
Yeah,
a
but
Yes.
they said
town.
Elventown. That's
No.
Oh,
Elventown. It's a different
Elventown. Oh, well, you still
they
said
fucking
Elventown. I mean, that's
Yeah.
probably the other one. We just haven't been there yet.
Silverleaf will burn in flames.
Yeah, there you go.
It says. So what else do you guys ask?
We could also ask it where his people are,
Or how many?
Or how many?
or how many.
How many's pretty good. You want me to ask that?
You can ask that.
I'm asking Morgan.
Yeah, how many? Yeah, how many sounds good.
There's a hell many, and a grins and a cackles, and there's hundreds, thousands of us waiting, sleeping under the ground, waiting for the veil to be broken so we can come out and kill all of them. We will feast, and then he goes on.
Yes,
Something
that's-
about a veil.
That doesn't help, but that is technically a truthful answer. Yeah, no, I just relayed that he's not telling me how many they have, but there are a lot apparently sealed.
Sleeping.
Sleeping. Best of its knowledge, yeah. So
Yeah, one
ticking
more
clock.
question.
Ticking clock started, guys.
Ticking clock.
Ticking clock.
Hasn't it always been since we left on
So
this
I thought we
journey?
I thought we always had a clock.
But I can see it now, and I really preferred not being able to.
Well, I can sympathize with that.
Don't you just hate it when you can see the time limit?
Mhm.
Anxiety.
So we don't
so we
quite
have one
know
more.
how many.
Not exactly.
They did say something that
A lot.
that was kind of interesting, like that they're waiting behind the veil. Now that's either
Could it be referring to whatever this is?
yeah, it could be referring to whatever that is,
Or whatever the
that's-
druid's doing.
Yeah, whatever the druid.
Yeah, they're either behind the door or they're being trapped in sleep by the druid, with the druid sleeping.
You want me to ask what the veil is?
No, it wouldn't know. I doubt it. I doubt this thing would know.
Or really give us any more information than that. Like, it doesn't matter which of those it is, they're going to be in the same place.
Do we know whoever leads this group? I mean, these guys obviously aren't asleep. If we can go posit off that theory.
Oh, hey, yeah, where
Can
your
we find out
leader-
where the leader is?
Yeah,
Where the leader
where's your
is?
leader based?
Where's
your camp?
Zuvolgo?
Yeah, where's
No,
your camp?
Zhuvago is the Zhuvago
the
is
clan.
is the name of the clan.
You know, where's your base camp?
Base
Or,
camp?
I guess. So, like, where's your camp?
Specifically, you're asking where is the camp, and it says the camp for all of us. Where? Sorry, let me just double check the name so I don't say it wrong.
Don't you-
Where Khalga leads us. The camp. We'll have a new camp soon. Silverleaf is our camp now. It says.
Oh, they're about to attack Silverleaf, so...
No shit.
Well, this is convenient.
Is it? I turned to look at Khalgrast. Is it?
Well, it answers the question of if our jobs have been kind of commingled. I mean, we're getting paid to do what we were already going to do anyway.
It snarls, and I think that's the last question, right?
Yeah, that's the last question.
Right? And it rises and it screeches, and its arms reach out, and the light from inside of it goes like it just disappears into dust. As its soul is question mark, but the rest question mark. Not sure. Where the works go when they die.
They left tracks, right?
they
Actually,
left
that's a good question.
Well, I mean, we could try to follow them, yeah.
I want to find those.
Yes.
Want to hunt track.
Go ahead and
You
reveal
and
them.
Khalgrast do that. Baldric and I will tend to the wounded here.
That'll be fine.
And we will do that after the break. So let's
Wow.
take a quick 5-minute break. Relax for a second. All right. So let's take a quick 5-minute break. We'll come back at 1:37.
We take 5.
Take 5.
Alex, you here?
I just sat down. What's up?
Man, I was like fucking shitting myself that the orcs were gonna shoot that werewolf.
Yeah, they were distracted on other things at the moment. All right, I am. Are we ready to get going now?
I don't know.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So a few moments pass, and we come back to the rest of the party, and you notice and you hear something unsettling. Something feels off.
We should go.
Milandis and Lyle, who both come to at the same time, wake up, and Milandis says, "Where am I?" Hello? And she opens her eyes and sees Baldric over top of her, as well as...
Don't say it like that.
There's gotta be a better way to say
No,
it.
no, say it like that.
Baldric tending to her wounds with Taliesin there, and Harold there as well, and she panics. She looks around, her eyes dart back and forth looking for a weapon. Her hand sticks out, and then Lyle says, wait, Milandis, relax. You're among friends. She looks and says, what happened? All I remember is... And she kind of looks at herself and inspects her hands, holding the robe close to her chest, and there's no fur. Is it gone? Did the wolfsbane work? She looks around, looking for questions.
Well, considering you're not a werewolf anymore, I'd go with yes.
You'll probably still be howling at the moon for the next couple of months, but the teeth and claws shouldn't come back.
And she looks like, wait, no! And she panics a little bit.
That was a joke.
No, it wasn't.
Hopefully.
All right, and she rubs her eyes like, wait, no! I remember now! The village! They're attacked! We need to go! This way!
You know.
And
Whoa,
she
hold
stands
on. No, she doesn't.
she starts to stand up and realize she's nude.
I also, I am not letting her stand.
I avert my eyes and I cover Lyle's eyes.
Lyle just swats her hands away. We're lovers! Get away!
It is unbecoming to see your potential fiance naked before the wedding night.
Baldric, get over
Right.
it.
Baldric, what are you talking about? I shot from across the stream. Also, you guys are being loud.
All right, Milandis says, a map. Do you have a map anywhere?
I mean, yeah, we have a map, don't we? It's not like...
All right, she
local
hands her
map.
map and she says, you give her a map and she draws the path down the stream to the left. And she says here, I'm lost. I need to warn the town if there's orcs. I have to go.
Are you sure?
I
Because,
should be
I
fine.
mean, you just came out of, a pretty bad situation there. Are you even, really able to stand right now?
He looks to be all right at the moment, but he seems very nervous knowing that there are orcs in the thing, orcs in the Silver Forest.
In the thing.
And in the thing. Yes.
Which is why we should stick together. Oop.
And Wesley comes over, and he goes and he looks and sees there's a naked elf, and he just kind of looks to Baldric, and he kind of like waggles his eyebrows a little bit.
Oh my
No,
god,
you do
Wesley.
not start.
I am
to.
not staring at the naked elf. I am averting my eyes like a
And
gentleman.
it does like a very boisterous laugh, but not a lot of sound comes out. And continues writing his book.
Gives
Laughs.
Baldric the old elbow.
Listen, if you're gonna be running off, then at least let me do this.
What do you do?
I cast
Oh,
invisibility.
percentage. Oh, on the both of them.
I take a
You
-1
could do
to
that.
this actually, so no, I can't.
Oh yeah, you can't do that. You're right. You did that, didn't you?
Not until I get a short rest, unless this is counted for a short rest.
Until you prepare your spells, this does not give you time to
Oh,
prepare your
prepare
spells.
spells. No, then no.
No.
There's just invisibility on her. And
Right? She poofs out of existence.
Was that wise?
No, well, you can see where her body is right now because she's still holding the robe, like just like a floating robe right now.
Wait a minute. I have some questions about invisibility and how that works later, but okay.
it's because that's mine, and I take my overcoat back.
You take your overcoat back,
'Cause that's
and like you
fine.
just see like her foot nervously stepping around in the mud, and you still hear her voice. What happens now? I need to go back to the village.
Well,
She is
right,
in no state to fight right now.
No, I understand that I wasn't going to convince you not to do that, but just don't, get yourself killed
Yeah.
over the way.
We'll all go. How about? I mean, we're
Right.
done here.
Hold on,
Lyle-
where was this place that she marked on her map?
It's just down the road. Well,
It's
down
the
fucking road.
village?
Really, Alex? It's the Silverleaf Village that she marked.
Oh. I thought she was telling us to go somewhere else. That's
Nope.
what I got from that.
Tell them to go to Silverleaf. She explains that when after she was done and her enchantment was not clear, she wanted to go back home. Maybe that the village elder was able to help her. Maybe find a cure not otherwise Lyle and her could do. She all she remembers is feeling this untethered rage and wanting to kill the person she was closest with, Lyle. And she went back home. But when she went back home, it was already under attack.
Oh well, shit! I completely misread the situation then.
And,
I'm gonna let her keep the overcoat then. Actually,
Okay,
we're
you
gonna
let her
go
keep
with
the
the-
overcoat.
we're gonna go with her. I still do the invisibility thing though.
You still do the invisibility thing.
Why not?
And Lyle says, I'll stay next to her and I'll protect her. And Harold goes, well, first, orc assassins, orc ninjas, and now we're going to go sell in Elven Town. Man, you guys really know how to have a great time.
We'll pay you.
Glad you're
Oh,
with us, buddy.
You better. You better. He just kind of raised his arms up.
You haven't had to do anything yet.
Yeah, wait a
It's
minute,
true.
Harold.
He's just saying, right? But anyways, are we going to move in that direction now?
Sounds like we don't have time to waste.
Yeah.
All right. With your horses, you're able to cut time down, and 15 minutes passed, and you find yourself here.
I cast magic
Orcs.
weapons.
Oh,
Oh.
there's orcas.
dear.
I cast a magic weapon.
Did we have time to like heal our wounds on the way?
No.
Yes.
Oh.
What
I
wounds?
mean, while you're riding on the horse, you can apply herbs and poultices.
Oh yeah.
stuff
I
like
have
that.
I have some bandages.
Well,
Well, no,
no, I'm
bandages actually do take time. Actually, never mind. They're explicitly
Right.
like you have to.
Wesley actually walks up and offers herbs and poultices, and will help you recover 7 health. Do you
Okay.
accept his?
Yes.
I only
So
took
while you
4
are
damage, I'm fine.
mounting up, he walks over and he takes a look at the arrow wound. He pours some alcohol on it. It stings, and takes some herbs and poultices and rubs into it. Wraps a bandage around it and writes down, "Excuse me, this is only temporary. When we get back to town, I'll look at it more."
I thank him.
Okay, so you recover 7 health. Does anyone else use any of this stuff? You have time before you get to this, but you're not able to rest and restore
I
your
don't
spells.
need
Taliesin.
7 points of healing to save it for later.
Yeah.
What wounds?
All right.
What, Yeah,
Alright.
exactly. What wounds?
1 second. Let me just bring over.
Hey Alex, could you
Chicken
do me a
Lyle.
favor and turn my token into a drawing? You know how to do that?
What?
Like
I will
right
not
click
do
it.
that.
Right click and it is drawing.
Yeah, advanced options is drawing. That'll just stop the little bubbles thing from popping up when I click on it. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Oh, thank
that
you.
means I don't have to
Okay.
worry about clicking off of it every time.
All right, thanks.
I like the bubble, so I'm okay with it.
All right, so
Mine's a
you come
presentation
and
thing.
there's sounds of battle already. Smoke and flame appear, and you bust in through. Khalgrast, I assume you knocked down the front door,
Yeah, I knock on the front door with my foot.
and it kicks open, and you notice something. You notice humans, cowled, wearing masks, and the masks look like Shigara's face.
Chigara. Oh, the right.
Orc god.
Or God.
All right.
Big red.
Oh, they get to die.
You notice this family over here. The man sticks out his hand, and black magic seems to erupt from its palm and seep into this family.
Yes,
They all melt together. Yes, because they're dead, because they're X marks. And what appears, a giant werewolf crawls out from the husks of their body
No.
and growls. What does the party do?
That's extremely
Magic
upsetting.
weapons.
I'm gonna arcane art on Khalgrast.
I'm gonna try
Warrior-
casting summon monster.
Alright.
Oh no.
Okay.
I don't
Balls.
do that.
All right. This is
Oh
where it gets fun.
no.
Oh, but sweet, I do have arcane art. Okay.
Yeah, you'll
Yeah.
get what is it? Plus 2d4. Yeah, you get 2d4 damage, and +1 if anyone helps you.
Oh my god, that's like magic weapons, so good.
All right. So you're buffed at the moment. Can you remove that for me when you're done hitting something? It's easier for me to remember.
Shoot something.
Yes, I sure can do that.
All right. Let me give you the lay of the land real quick. The Elven town has broken in. You hear the sounds of battle in the distance. The din is in full effect. To your left and to the south, you notice a man. He seems to be well dressed and well armored, fending off against the werewolf. While this man behind it sticks out his hand as a black magic seems to go through and seep into the werewolf's back. This one over here does the same thing with this one, and this one seems to hold something, a horn, in its hand. You don't know what it does yet, but that's the layout of the land. The werewolf crawls up. Khalgrast, you decide to cast magic weapon on yourself, but then there's a sharp sting. Voss, his voice becomes misty. Something else is controlling the space of magic around here, and all you hear in the back of your mind says, "Shit, our connection is weak," and his voice phases out. You won't be able to cast spells for a little bit because of it, and you just
Oh man.
and
Okay.
it just seems to Voss's presence seems to, it's still there, but like for once it just seems to be gone, and it feels very strange right now. Something's pulling into your heart. And in Taliesin, you wanted to summon monster, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you both mark experience?
Yes.
All right. As you start to cast and summon monster, the magic starts. It reverberates, but again, something knocks you back, as if again the magic underlying something is very wrong. And as the creature starts to come out, it shatters and breaks, and you are no longer able to cast that spell. It just visibly disappears from your book. I
Okay.
mean, you'll be able to get it back later, but like for now, you can't cast it during this battle. All right, Taliesin.
I'm-
I'm gonna stand in defense now.
All right. I'm going to take my staff out, and
Yes.
I'm going to try to project. I mean, it's all still powered up, right?
It's still powered up right now, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna project magic missiles out of it, and I'm gonna attack the guy channeling into the werewolf in front of us.
All right, so this one over here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, go ahead.
Oh no, that's not the right thing. Here it is.
Oh, so wait, are these walls that we can see? Like, are they still up?
They're some of them are up, yes, but you knocked down their front door.
Okay, yeah.
Hey, if
Alright,
somebody
tell
can
us-
aid me,
Door
I
now.
could actually.
No, you got
I
a
could do the
+1
good
from your
thing.
staff. You got
Oh,
a
do
plus
I?
one from your
Okay.
staff because it's buffed by Starlight. But then you notice a lot of its magic starts to fade away right now.
Right.
You
of
have like 2
course.
charges left. Two
Yeah,
charges
yeah.
of magic left. You got a +1
And
on.
well, in that case, I'm going to attract unwanted attention to maximize the spell. So he takes 8
Alright.
damage.
Oh, well, okay. So Khalgrast, you roll in defense. You roll defense, right?
Yes, I rolled a 9.
So this
so-
werewolf, red-eyed and screeching, it roars and it thumps, and his hand comes over and gashes at you. Roll, and you only get to get one hold, right? Unless someone
Yeah.
wants to aid him. Who wants to aid Khalgrast right now? He might succeed.
Oh,
Sure.
I can aid with that.
Baldric. Oh, I think Baldric.
Oh.
Cool.
Let Morgan do it.
Okay, Morgan, you step up.
You get a +1 also.
Oh yes, you're right. To whoever aids. So roll your bond +1.
Hey, nice. That's +3.
Actually,
That's 2d6 plus 3.
yeah, we actually do have a bond now.
And
Nice.
all right,
Hold that
Khalgrast,
line.
you stand in defense, right? But the werewolf comes up and it sees a weakness and it goes for that one opening, but then Morgan takes out her daggers and gashes at the knuckle, causing him to lose balance, and you're able to defend from his other strike, from his other arm. Because you've trained so much together the last couple months, you know how each other fight, and you're able to complement each other when this happens.
Oh my god, I'm gonna counter this thing so hard.
Khalgrast, what are your 3 actions?
So I'm halving, taking a forward
Uh-huh.
to this guy, actually,
Okay.
right here.
All right.
And I'm going to damage.
Okay, you were going to damage, so you first half the damage, right? It's gonna hit you. It
Yep,
actually
it
does
hits me
quite a
first.
bit of damage. It has a pierce of 2. Well, it doesn't even get past your armor. Like, you just block it from your shield, and what do? You redirect damage?
I don't redirect, I give a forward, and then I'm going to hurt him really
Alright, so-
badly. I don't need to
so-
redirect because he's hitting me.
Yeah, you're right. I'm talking about you're gonna redirect the damage. So roll your damage. Remember, you get a plus. How much was it again?
I
Baldric?
roll 3d4s. Or wait,
3d4?
no. I'm sorry, you give me 2d8?
2d4.
2d4. So
2d4,
1d4 from
okay.
Merciless, 2d4 from Baldric's buff,
Plus your level, right?
plus your level.
Oh,
Jesus
my
Christ!
God.
Oh boy!
You fucking killed this guy in 1 hit.
Yeah, so I knocked the thing's gut out, and then I spew it back into this guy.
The classic
back here?
killer
That was
Khalgrast
channeling
counter.
into him.
Call fucking full counter the shit out of this dude, man. Jesus, combo breaker much.
I don't
And he
need
just-
boss.
You don't need and
I
he
don't
flings over and like his body crashes into the building, and the souls of the family go back into the body that was deceased and they're laid to rest. But and this man over here, he looks shocked, shaken. He looks like he draws a sword, but then all of a sudden
Hey, asshole.
no, because 7 different magic missiles eviscerate him from the inside out.
You went.
You turn-
Oh, yeah,
you
you
turn
got
behind.
it. Bonus.
And Taliesin, your hand's still smoking from blue energy. Just look at Khalgrast. You guys share a look for a moment there.
I did it.
We all did it.
This one is dead. This one over here.
All right, Preston,
seems
we
to
don't have
note-
any time to lose.
Right? You guys move in? Yeah, what do you
Yeah.
guys do now?
Yeah, I move in.
Can I,
like,
uh,
What's happening
immediately
down there
into-
again?
Into
Can I
these
cast-
guys, like, hey, assholes.
Can I cast it goes to 11 on this guy?
You may,
He's the one with the
decide to
horn.
do that. All right. Before you do that, Wesley comes over and taps Morgan on the shoulder. And this time, what you notice is he's no longer taking out his book. He says the words, but the words appear out of his mouth like neon lights. And he says, "I will go north. Push forward." That's what it says. You see that?
Taken aback, slightly confused. She's just merely going to nod.
Right? And you notice something else. Wesley, his eyes close. They open in a flash of blue, and now there are 2 of him as a mirror image of himself appears next to him, and he goes off.
Yeah, he's a goddamn wizard. I knew it.
He's not a wizard. The multi-class is a thing. So,
Well, multi-class wizard, exactly.
yeah, exactly.
Multi-class wizard.
Right? And he runs off, and with a mirror image.
What's happening over here, though?
All right, now it goes to 11. It goes to 11. Cast it. All right.
That's why I
So-
haven't done anything yet.
Yes, you're right. This is what
I can
happens.
assist.
Do
you-
that.
You can go ahead. Assist Morgan. Irritant Screechia's performance once again saves the day.
Oh God, no, please.
Hip.
Roll your bond with Baldric.
It should be a +3 unless there's another bonus on there.
I think the bonus is gone from
Bonus
before.
should be on anything. That's just for me, for aiding me.
Yeah, just for him. So it's just a +2.
I thought we had
2d6.
3 for our bond.
Oh god, no.
I think it's
That's
only
like,
2.
No, the
I don't
3
think
was
anyone's
a
gonna
bonus. The 3 was a
No.
bonus from Baldric.
Well,
Doesn't-
you got it anyways. And
it doesn't matter.
all right, Baldric, you notice as you start to play, this man over here takes out his horn and blows it, and both your magics slap against each other for a little bit. And Khalgrast, you're kind of weak at the knees a little bit. The music that came from Baldric goes into the horn and bounces back to you. Khalgrast, this is feeling of untethered rage against Harold. You're about to go punch him in the face, but then Morgan, thinking quickly, knocks an arrow, fires the horn out of his hand. And this one over here goes berserk a little bit. He doesn't know what's left and right, takes out a dagger and stabs his friend.
Dude, if they can do that Ghost 11 thing on me, to you guys, we're dead.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Bards are bad. We already fought against bards, actually, if you remember.
Shoot bards.
We
Shoot
fought
bards.
against bards. They were given big bonuses, and it was really bad.
Alright, does 4 damage to his friend.
They also
Right,
stopped...
and this guy wavers. And you draw unwanted attention to yourself, Baldric, as this werewolf notices that and charges.
Hey, wait a minute.
Hey, I'm gonna
Hey,
cast
wait a
Magic
minute.
Missile at that werewolf.
That
Not
guy
with
do?
the staff though. I just want to cast it right there.
I'm gonna catch him.
You can, but you're gonna have to move through these two guys over here. See if you can. They quickly wrap around,
Yeah.
flanking you on
Oh.
both sides.
Hey,
Oh, well, I can
somebody
punch-
aid me. I need a +1 to not fail.
Never mind. I'm gonna just punch these guys.
All right. So before we do that, meanwhile, Taliesin, one of the werewolves start running over and crawling over, his hands bearing and looking like he's about to gash into Baldric.
Grey Tower, here, Grey Tower, do something.
Grey Tower, what do you want him to do? Do you want him to defend or do you want him to attack?
Have him defend Baldric, and Morgan, you give me a hand here with the magic missile stuff. I need a hand.
Okay.
All right.
I don't know
Morgan,
what you can do
step-
to aid, but you'll think of something.
Oh, Morgan's blue tattoo starts to glow.
Morgan can cast magic now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right, and,
That's
and
right.
roll your bond with Taliesin, Morgan, and Harold is going to Harry here at the Stark. That succeeds.
Okay, so then yeah, that's just a regular ass magic missile.
Dude, this guy needs an X because he's super dead.
And I
One-
guess I
one
just
second,
didn't
guys.
attract unwanted attention.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All right.
5 damage.
5 damage against the werewolf. It lowers, and Morgan, that's an assist. And then, all right, Harold now has to defend. Let me just double check one thing real quick. Okay. He is able to defend. He redirects the attack to himself. The wolf coming up and gashing him across the chest. Wait, no, it's 1d10. And alright. Okay. And hits Harold for 6 damage reduced by his armor. Alright. He is brunted off to the side, but he was able to stand in defense of Baldric. Alright, what happens now? Khalgrast, you're kind of flanked by 2 coated men. What do you do?
Action slash.
Alright, roll it. Alright, so roll your damage.
Oh no, that's strength again. I'm sorry.
6 damage plus your merciless. Alright. You're able to kill one of them, the other one barely is standing away. He falls on his ass as he barely ducks it in your swing. He starts to run away. I'll resolve that in a second. Harold coughs up blood, trying to hold back against the pressure against this werewolf. Morgan, Baldric, what are you doing?
I'm gonna stab it.
Alright, Baldric, what about you?
I'm gonna arcane arts, Morgan.
Alright, roll your arcane arts, Baldric. Damn. Alright. What are you gonna give him?
Plus 2d4 and plus forward.
To aid?
Plus 1, yeah.
Alright.
Actually, it's plus 2 now, I think.
Okay, so plus 2 to aid. And plus 2d4. So Morgan, you are buffed.
Nice.
Alright.
Nice.
Morgan rolls a 9. Who helps him? Her, sorry.
Am I capable of helping even though I'm being...
I think
You're playing
so.
right now.
I mean, I'm
You're
still firing
playing
more
right
magic missiles, so I say that counts.
Alright, so you can roll your bond with Morgan. Alright, that's a success. That's a plus 2, Morgan.
Hey.
Alright, so you get
So-
10. You
Mess
stab
him
him?
up.
So first damage.
Yes.
You're better at stabbing things
Yeah.
than you are shooting things.
And then Iridan does
It's the same
1.
damage.
Morgan, you duck underneath the blow. You bounce off of Harold's shield. You jump up, You take out your dagger and you fucking kill this dude.
I mean, on average.
Isn't the other werewolf dead as well?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
other
he's
werewolf is
dead.
also dead.
He's gonna get him.
Get them out of the way, and you continue to push through.
Hey, good
Alright.
job.
You can also just move them onto the map.
Also, remove your buff.
That also is a good
no,
way to, like, make them
Morgan still
underneath
has a
everybody.
+2 to aid. +2 to
Oh,
aid.
okay.
Whoever aids Morgan next. Right?
I thought that was what happened with
I thought
Taliesin.
Yeah,
that just
Oh,
happened
you're
with
right.
Taliesin.
Yeah.
That did happen with Taliesin.
I just didn't need
You're
it.
correct.
'Cause I didn't even
Yeah.
mark it.
Alright, this man comes out. The family stays underneath. He, 1 second. I have his name here.
He's got bow.
He does indeed.
Use
Got him.
bow.
Yeah, he's gonna fire at this guy and hits him and kills him.
Nice.
Oof. Right?
Good.
Just trying to find his name, sorry.
How many more werewolves are there?
Alright, so you notice these werewolves are coming in, and you see at the far northeast side, thunk, thunk, like a giant axe breaking through the window. And the man comes up and in a haste says, "My name is Rillineth Outsiders. Protect this town. Go, protect her." And she Khalgrast points, or not Khalgrast, Rillineth points over, and through all of this, Khalgrast, you see an elderly lady as 2 archers on the side, like shooting out arrows, trying to help, the townsfolk. You see a glimmer of a spear being held in her hands.
That's the spear.
The spear.
That's the spear.
All right.
Hey,
And it says,
I'll take this guy. You guys handle them.
Actually,
Arcane
Khalgrast.
Khalgrast.
Could you take care of that werewolf in the north? That might be someone we don't have to kill, maybe. Oh wait, you can't cast spells.
Can't cast
Motherfucker!
spells.
Well, I guess that person's dead. Okay, well, let's just deal with the objective then.
What person were you
The
looking
person
If
who
we
was
kill
turned
it-
into a werewolf, like those are
Alright.
people.
I don't know if they're already dead or not, though. Were they
And,
already?
well, we turned one werewolf back. We could turn back others, but not unless they're restrained. And, well,
Yeah.
our easy
saw
restraining
2
option is gone.
We at least saw one werewolf get up from.
We
the-
literally saw 3 people turned into a werewolf. Like, I could undo that
Yeah.
if I
Yep.
had the time, but
"What do you do?"
What,
I don't have the
what
time.
can you do? What can you do for it? I'm going after this guy. Hey, asshole.
Nobody
Arcane
too
Arts and
fucking broke up
Khalgrast
about
bro
it.
charges.
So, while that happens, Raelina says, "All right, carve a path through. I'm going to rally the northern troops and push on that front. Take care of the south. Can I trust you?" He looks dead in the eyes of Khalgrast.
I nod.
Right? And he closes his eyes. He says, "All right." And swallowing his pride, he runs through, shooting a few arrows, helping you go up. And Baldric, you're able to buff Khalgrast. Your music starts to thrum the chance of battle. And Sasha waves and enters Khalgrast's body for a moment. What buffs do you give him?
The 2d4 damage and
And?
+2 to anyone who aids him.
All right, so Khalgrast, you run up.
I'm leaping into this man's arms.
This one here? All right, so this one. Okay, well, what do you do?
I'm gonna pair that up with a magic missile, actually.
Hack
go
and
ahead.
slash.
Back and slash, both of you roll your shit.
Shit.
Okay, Taliesin, roll your damage.
Wait,
Wait.
someone aid me so that I can get a +1 here and do the thing.
Someone aid me.
You would need
Could
2
I?
aids. Oh yeah, yes. well,
Baldric,
we can
you
do both,
just
actually.
finished playing your Thrum. You'll have to aid Taliesin, and Morgan has to run up and aid Khalgrast.
Oof. Put me up there, coach.
All right, Morgan runs up, taking out her daggers, stands next to Khalgrast, and roll your bonds.
Oh
Morgan.
no. 6 is a fail, right?
6 is a fail.
6 is a
Okay.
fail.
Well, I just
I can
attract
mark
unwanted-
that as a fail, right?
You mark that as a fail.
I just attract unwanted attention then, but no.
You do attract
super
unwanted
bonus.
attention.
Hey.
All right, Morgan, you're barely able to help succeed, but
Hey,
roll your
+2. I mean, it's
Yeah,
okay.
no, you're
Alright.
exactly. It's
5 damage.
barely. Right, you're shooting, hit 5 damage, but this breaker, something seems to be protecting it. A veil of red magic stops the magic missiles. It still goes through. A few goes through, it shatters, but it envelops around his body again. All right, he takes this amount of damage. All right,
Oh, I'm gonna roll damage now.
yeah, roll damage, and he's gonna hit you too.
I mean, I deserve it.
Okay. Roll your merciless and roll a 3d4.
Oh God.
I swear to God, if you one-shot this dude again.
Hey, hey,
What
Hey.
the fuck?
hey, hey.
So that's how many orc generals have you like one shot at this point?
I mean, okay, so describe what he does to me, because he hits me, for sure.
He does hit you. Okay, so 1 second. He's gonna do his roll. The best of this, it's gonna be 14 damage reduced by armor.
Oof, 10 damage, ow.
Right? So you run up to him, you're about to hit him, but he steps back, he feints he does a feint, you're put out of position, he takes his axe, he smashes against your chest, it's sharp pain
Oh, I eat
wraps
it,
your body.
yeah. Oh, I
You eat it,
and move
how do you
forward.
kill him? And you push, and your strength, his axe is being pushed back into him, and what do you do to kill him?
Oh, I pushed the axe into his gut,
Using you tackle his own axe into
and then
his
I
gut.
punch him in the neck a lot.
A lot, and his head falls off, and just comes off to the side.
I mean, it's squished.
It is
It
indeed.
makes a wet.
It is indeed very squish. But these two cultists, they step back. Their hands stick out. 1 second.
I'm gonna shoot them.
Before they do anything,
Yeah, if they
Do it.
look like they're trying to do anything.
the hands start to come out. Their black magic seeping into these two elven bodies.
Can I do something as
No,
well?
thank you.
Yes. What do you guys can do?
I'm going to blot out the sun.
What do you want to do, Baldric?
It goes to 11 on one of them.
All right. Roll your charisma.
Nice.
Not.
Nice.
All right. So this is what happens. This man, his hand, black magic starts to emanate from him, and as you start to cast, it goes to 11. The one on the back, takes out his own horn and starts to blow into it, but it is far too late. As this man, his hand, instead of going into the elven body, goes into his friend instead, and the magic seeps into his head. And his head, he drops the horn and he screeches in agony and pain. And Morgan, go ahead and roll your damage for Blood at the Sun.
That's all right.
That's all right. You're able to knock one of them out, but the other one was able to finish his ritual in time. As the elven, unconscious elven body grins, turns and screeches, and it becomes another werewolf. And it jumps straight for Morgan.
Fight me.
His hand reaches up and starts to
No, it doesn't.
Okay, what do you do, Khalgrast?
I'll
Punch it.
intercept with
Intercept.
yeah. Oh yes. I understand.
Alright.
So redirect half, and
Yes.
I'm gonna give him the old sucker punch.
All right, roll your merciless.
Six.
All right.
Oh no, my minimum damage is more than what you rolled.
No. Oh no. And
Oh, no.
all right, so you redirected it to yourself and half it. Yes.
Yes.
Take 8 damage reduced by your armor.
So half that, and then
Reduced by your armor. How much damage do you take?
none.
Run.
Interesting. Right. So the werewolf is about to strike Morgan, but Morgan instinctively takes a step back as Khalgrast steps forward, his shield in the air and the brunt of its force, and does 6 damage. And Harold comes in for a swing, aiding you and dealing another
Oh, hi.
4 damage
Hey, buddy. Yeah, I just give him a kidney punch.
and a kidney punch. And Taliesin, what are you doing?
I'm gonna magic missile at one of these cultists, and we need to take these guys out immediately.
Yeah, please kill the cultists. We
All
got-
right.
Hey!
Shit, nice.
And actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to attract unwanted attention to double the spell, so I hit both of them.
All right, go ahead.
Do I need to roll the damage twice, or is that just once?
Just roll it once, and I'll just
Bam.
double it. 5 damage to each, and it actually kills them. Barely.
Nice.
And as they fall all to the ground, this one werewolf starts to back off. Its eyes go from black to red, black to red. It's now black. It's holding its hand against his head right now. It doesn't know what's going on.
Hey,
What do you
just
guys
tie
do?
it up. Just tie it up.
I knock it out.
Do you knock it out? Roll your hack and slash. It's non-lethal. All right. Well, you knock it out.
Bonk.
I assume you're gonna roll more than 3 damage. This sleep. Everybody snap.
Yeah, I have to.
Right? And as that happens, Wesley is going to do his thing real quick. Oof, 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 oof. Hey, max damage. Nice. And with the aid of the archers, they're able to pacify this one over here. As you peer back, you notice both his mirror images are dancing amongst each other as the werewolf looks like it's about to hit him, but it doesn't. The mirror image pops in and out of existence.
I think all these stupid cultists are dead, so yeah, that works.
All right, and as that happens, these familiar sounds peer through.
Yeah, we're not done yet, though.
Oh, look, another one I'm gonna one-shot.
All right. Yeah, it's true.
Is that a horde back there?
That is a horde back
That
there,
is
yes.
totally a horde back
So
there.
I can use Sasha on them?
You can indeed decide to use Sasha on them, but Baldric, from behind in the shadows of the trees, 2 arrows zip out.
Oh, damn it.
More assassins.
Assassins again.
Man, really, what a day for me to not have prepared Fireball.
Oh my god.
Anyways,
What a
What a
they
day.
leap from tree to tree on the things, and their arrows peer out. Baldric, what do? Arrows are flying at you.
So do
Sasha
those
warns
count
him.
as a crowd as well?
They do count as a crowd as well, but yes, but you still have to deal with arrows in the air right now.
Oh, I'm gonna dodge the arrow.
All right.
You're so good at that.
What the fuck?
Outta
Doesn't
here.
do much
Look,
damage.
it is important that my hair stays perfect. I have become an expert at making sure my hair stays perfect in every situation.
And you do a pirouette, and the arrows fly straight past. And,
See, there's your mistake. You keep trying to hit his hair.
I know, seriously, like they should not go for fucking headshots anymore, apparently. And they come out, and that happens. The southern crowd pushes through, and the door breaks in the north as well.
Hey, Alex.
Yes.
Could I actually use the remaining power in the staff to, like, maybe channel a new spell into my brain real fast? Since I basically have lost all of my spell memory except for Magic Missile right now.
You'll have to sacrifice Magic Missile as well.
Okay, but what
I'll
would I?
let
How
you do
many? What would I get? Just one other spell?
One spell of your choice, yes.
Okay, yeah, we're swapping it out for Fireball then.
All right, using the last bits of magic, the starlight seeps into your body, and for a second you see the coding of everything. You don't forget it, but it settles into your brain for a second as new spells come out, something that you remember from your book. The magic from your book emanates into the staff and then into your brain. You have Fireball now.
Actually, it's Water Ball because I got it from the spring.
You're right, it is Water Ball.
Is this
It's
high ground?
That is indeed high ground.
And I'm gonna cast it
I'm gonna
Where do you
climb
ca-
up there.
at the
Alright,
at
first-
the boys in front of us. But yeah, Baldric does
Okay.
his thing first.
Baldric, what do you do first?
I'm gonna use Sasha on the... Well, Taliesin, are you gonna be targeting those guys?
The ones right next to us. Yeah, you and I are gonna take these guys out, and we'll
Okay.
we'll
I'm
leave
gonna
Baldric to
use
the horse
Sasha
for
on
the-
them.
Yeah.
All right, roll your. Oof.
Wow.
Roll.
Or
mark
not.
Yikes.
Mark the thing. All right. As you do that, Baldric, Sasha comes out, and you hear a horn in the distance. 1 second. If you guys look to the east, and there seems to be one that looks different from the others.
Oh, I see them now.
Baldric, Sasha tries to play, but you notice the horn coming from this one gentleman over here. He blows it, blowing literally Sasha away into the winds as Sasha flows out. He'll come back in the future, but for now, Sasha is blown away. And-
Okay. I
yeah,
made my roll
yeah.
for fire for well.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
so do you-
assume that I would assume it was Fireball until it comes out as a ball of water.
Yeah, so as it comes out as a water ball, yes.
I'm gonna maximize it, by the way, and just hit the
Yeah.
all of the assassins near me. So
Yeah.
that's 12 damage to all of them.
All right. Well, 12 is their health, and it bypasses armor.
Sploosh.
Fucking
What's it?
sploosh,
Oh my
man.
god! So like, what happens here, Alex?
All right, so Baldric, you play your thing, and Sasha gets blown away, but parts of Sasha cling to like little embers of Sasha, like little bunch of little mini ghosts cling to Taliesin, like, oh no, don't blow me away, like a dandelion, and they wrap around Taliesin's body, and they enter his staff, and the water seeps out. You start to throw Fireball, like there's a spark, but then halfway through, it turns into a wave that crashes against them. And you also crash away the entire building, and this family over here is just drenched. They're safe, but they're drenched.
I like smile sheepishly and wave apologetically.
Sorry, well, you didn't maximize it.
I'm really glad that wasn't a fireball.
Yeah, me too.
All right, and they are fucking deleted. 12 damage.
Avoiding
Unbelievable.
collateral deaths was part of the reason for me thinking of that.
Yeah. All right. So with that
I'll take
happens.
care of that.
Morgan, you climb up. You see this elderly lady holding a spear, shaking. At first, this elf over here says, "Identify yourself," as he knocks the arrow and points it at your chest.
I'm here to help. Point that at them, not me.
All right, and he nods and he continues to flick arrows at this guy over here. And this old lady.
Not that one.
Wait,
he's
the werewolf? It's
knocked
knocked out. Yeah, the werewolf's knocked out.
Oh yeah, you're right. So let me just move on to the side, sorry. And he starts firing arrow at these hordes coming in. Morgan, your eyes meet this old lady, and then her face so weathered. It's very rare to see an old elf. That means they've lived for a very long time.
Very long time.
Her spear. She looks at you. She looks at your tattoos. Her eyes, they widen. Child, come closer. Morgan,
Pausing for a moment is now really the time. Okay.
child, come closer. She stabs you with the spear.
Ah!
Hold on 1 second, guys.
Oh,
Oh, not that one. The spear enters your body, Morgan, and there's no pain. The spear itself.
Erotic.
What? the spear.
I mean,
The spear itself turns to light. Your tattoo starts to glow, and the elderly lady, she smiles and she says, "Finally." The light enters. It twists around you. Everything goes black.
you
Morgan.
get fucking taken over by an old lady, man. That's fucked up, man.
Morgan, you remember that one dream before where you're standing alone? There's a giant moon underneath you.
And someone was trying to get me to come home.
Yes.
I
It's
don't even know
above
where
you.
home is. Oh, it's back.
It's above you, and it speaks to you in a bunch of voices, and it's a mesh of several voices, and it finally settles on one. You recognize it. It's your uncle. And it says, "Hello, Morgana. Welcome home."
You mean grandfather?
Grandfather. Yeah, sorry, grandfather. And it's been a very long time, hasn't it?
Just merely going to say yes.
I've been looking for you for a very, very long time. Welcome home. And the light opens up and it shines upon you. Oof. The light enters, and hey, Morgan, the thing that I sent you earlier today,
Mm-hmm.
you have all 4 of those things for this encounter
Oh, just automatically?
automatically.
Woo!
Hey, can I cast spells again?
Yeah, you can cast spells again.
Fuck yeah. Okay.
The magic reverberates from the spear, shoots out as a shockwave. As Khalgrast, you notice this one over here winces and like spits and he says like an expletive. At least you think he says an expletive. Morgan, what weapon do you summon?
We already have a bow, so let's make another bow.
All right.
One bow? How about 2 bows?
How about 2 bows?
The tattoo on your left arm starts to shine brilliantly. Light appears as moonlight weaves itself into a brilliant, bright white bow in your hands. It retains, and Taliesin, you see this. It's like eminently bright
Can't really
light
miss it.
emanates. You couldn't miss it. And Morgan, her eyes are glowing pure white. White as the moon. And Baldric, you see this too. As Morgan, what do you do with your newfound bow?
So, I'll ask this later, because I want to know how this works with Blot Out
Yeah.
the Sun. But there's a bunch of guys over here, right?
Yes, you do.
I'm gonna shoot them.
Yeah, make them
Alright.
dead. That'd be
Make
great.
Alright.
them very dead. That'd be great.
You shoot out your eyes, brilliant white. You shoot arrows, and while you have that one first ability, you technically have infinite arrows.
You sure you want to give me that?
Yeah, I'm giving you that.
Because that's gonna be how many are over there?
I guess. Well, I guess I would say 5 then. 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5
Okay.
charge. Yeah. As much as elven arrows. How about that?
All right,
count.
as many as elven arrows for an
Yeah.
so that's gonna be just all 4 then.
Yeah, all 4. And what do you do?
I'm also gonna put myself into a position of danger.
Yeah. Does someone want to assist Morgan real quick?
I'll do it.
Okay. Baldric, you follow the tempo of Morgan, and you run up and you roll your bond with Morgan. Hey, it works. That's enough to succeed. And Morgan, you run up, and you're jumping down. You're shooting arrows left and right. These light arrows, they seem to conjure out of nothing from the bow. And Morgan, all she knows is her muscle memory just flings and flings and fires arrows, and they all take 8 plus Iridian 9 damage. Alright, you actually managed to kill 2 of them on your assault. And this one here will meet you. But we'll resolve that. Khalgrast, Taliesin, Baldric, what are you guys doing?
Magic weapon.
Magic weapon. When the magic reverberates, you notice Voss's connection to you is back. And hey, welcome back.
I want to arcane arts. Khalgrast.
Oh yeah, my arms explode. Power.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm going to heal him as well as give him the 2d4.
Yes.
Or not.
Oh no! Alright. So,
Hold
market
on.
experience.
Hold on. Taliesin, can you aid Baldric in that?
Taliesin?
I can try. I mean, I got all this magic shit. Hold on.
I'll aid if Taliesin can aid.
Oh yeah, I definitely do. So I mean,
The residual starlight that
Yeah,
you
I
have,
give
like
her-
you pointed into Baldric.
yeah, give him the last juice of it.
The last little bit of juice in Khalgrast. Oh no!
Voss. I was gonna have
God damn
Voss
it.
help out, so Voss still does that.
Voss still helps out, and Voss like, oh, you know, it'd be funny if I didn't. And it doesn't help.
Oh, it'd be funny if I just.
And Voss is just sleeping right now. But
Can Harold assist?
Nah.
no, Harold is a fighter. He doesn't have any magical ability to assist, unfortunately. He doesn't have performance. He's a purebred fighter through and through.
Hey, that's okay. That's 2 1s, so the next attack I'm gonna get is gonna be really good.
Yeah, that's
But-
how it works,
but-
right?
But what about Eard? No, I'm kidding.
All right, and Morgan is busy right now.
I'm busy.
All right, so unfortunately, you aren't able to cast arcane arts on Khalgrast.
Boo
You draw
boo.
unwanted attention to yourself, which these guys start charging over.
Hey, I'm gonna tackle the. Which one of you guys actually want me to hold up?
Hey, before I do that, can I cast a spell?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because these guys could use a bath.
Uh,
Well, I attract unwanted attention to myself then.
Yes. All
Oh,
right.
and do I still have the penalty actually? My
you do
minus
have the
1.
penalty. Yes, you
That's
still
a
have the
6
penalty.
actually.
That's a 6.
hey, I'll aid.
Oh, you can't really aid right now because
No, I'm
there's a
gonna
dude
have
right
to
in
take
front of you.
experience for this. I drenched it in
Right.
water, but
Okay.
not so much effect. I mean,
No, Baldric can aid you though. So
No, I'll
unless
just
you
take
really
these.
want to.
I'll just take the experience actually. I kind of want it.
Oof.
Well, okay. I'll take
Alright.
I'll take the orc then.
He'll take the arc, and I guess the
You
aid
can
will
take
go
the
to
hit. You can take this
Khalgrast.
one hit. I'll get him next time. They're gonna like all die whenever I do hit them.
Sure.
Yeah.
Come
That's
on,
true.
you can take one hit.
Alright.
Come on, let your boy get another
Alright.
spell.
Khalgrast, you
come
can
on.
go ahead and roll
Yeah.
roll your hack and slash.
I'm gonna roll defense. Actually, no.
You roll defense as this guy walks over. Oh
7.
no! Yeah,
Baldric gets the aid.
Baldric gets the aid on the 7 Khalgrast. What's the one thing that you want?
Yeah, I'm gonna half the damage from that.
All right.
I'm gonna hold the line until Taliesin has a goddamn spell right.
Interesting.
I'm not really accustomed that this is not how this is supposed
Take
to
11
work.
damage. Reduced by armor.
Halved. And then reduced by armor, so I take 1. Nice.
All right, and these guys crash into you, as well as the north. The elves are overrun.
Oh.
Oh, well, they kind of suck.
All right, Morgan, what do you do? there's this man in front of you, and he speaks perfect common. Give me back the spear, you filthy elf.
Oh, it's a man.
Oh.
Fuck that guy.
Oh. This is the
No,
wrong
it's not a
neighborhood.
man, it's an orc. It's
Okay.
definitely an orc.
Oh, okay.
He's
This is
speaking
the wrong
Manish,
neighborhood
though.
anyway.
Speaking Manish.
Oh my god.
That's the name of common, right?
Is
And-
he? Was he trying to attack me?
Yeah, he does try to attack you. He takes out a sword. It's a curved blade that's about the size of his torso and goes for a cut.
Ooh, boy.
What do you do?
Pause it.
Yeah. But
Okay.
what action actually is that if I want to actually?
You can use your dex to defy danger to parry it
Yeah.
with your bow. But wait a second. Wait a second. What do you do?
Wait a second. I can make I can make something else.
And the bow enters Morgan's arm and reforms itself into what do you want it to be?
Can I make two items?
You want it to be
Can I make
what?
Can I make two things? A sword and a parrying?
Yeah, you can make a sword and parrying dagger. It still
Okay.
fundamentally acts as one weapon, but that's what you do, right? So the blade comes out from your training with Khalgrast how to use a sword, and the parrying dagger comes out because you use a dagger. You go ahead and roll your dex. See what happens. Oh,
See, what you don't know is that Khalgrast wasn't always a punchy boy.
he wasn't always a punchy boy. Oh no, but that is a fail. That is a fail. This is what happens. All right. The orc. He goes for a slash, but then he faints. He steps back, and as you try to parry him, your whole ribcage is exposed. He slashes against your ribcage first, so he heals his damage. This is a pierce of 2, so you take 8 damage. Pierce of 2. What's your armor?
1.
So you take the whole 8 damage. You take
all 8.
You take all 8 damage, and then he takes out his hand and grabs, your chest, but not really your boobs, but your chest, and the magic from the bow starts to emanate, and it gets sucked into his hand. As you feel very weak right now, and you're caught in his grasp.
Son of a bitch.
And you feel your life's essence pouring into this orc right now.
I still have a regular dagger.
You still have a regular dagger, yes.
Idiot.
Idiots!
Idiot,
Thanks,
you forgot
bud.
about my weapons.
Alright, do you want to
Forgot that I have real weapons. Yeah.
Yeah, you take out. So thinking quickly, you drop and you pull out your dagger and roll your hack and slash. Oh my god! You just really, Jesus! Roll your damage. You did well.
Classic.
Classic Morgan.
Classic.
Classic Morgan.
Mirrodin comes in and swoop up, and he backs off a little bit. The magic that was in his hands seeps back into your Morgan, but you're gonna have to resummon your shit. And he takes 2 damage. Well, he takes no damage. So he steps back a little bit, and he hisses him. He curses, and he takes a look at his comrades. And Khalgrast, Baldric can tell us what are you doing right now.
Can I command the archers?
Yes, you can.
Okay, then I guess I'll do that.
All right, what do you do?
See, I gain 1 hold.
What do you do?
Actually,
What's
hold
your
on. I can
command?
aid. I can aid with that.
Yeah, no. Taliesin, you start shouting out orders too because you were helping Baldric study.
Also, I speak Elvish,
Yes, you're right.
so like I
Roll
can
your
help
bond.
translate here. My bond is.
They can
2
understand
with
common too, by the
everyone,
way. So it's not a big deal.
Well, yeah, but I mean, hearing it in Elvish might.
Yeah, hell, we're here in Elvish.
You
Yeah.
know, maybe it helps.
Holy
I
shit,
do.
the bond works!
It helps a lot.
All right, Baldric, you got 3 hold. What do you do?
The group remains unharmed. They're effective, and they do not take long to do what we ask them to do.
All right, so the 2 archers, they understand the situation as you guys crash into town. They take their bows and arrows. They come out and they start firing. Which group do you want? Do you want them to push back the orcs, or do you want to push back the orc breaker? All right. One second. Here are trains for 2, 7 damage. They push back the orc horde a little bit, giving you room to breathe, and Harold pushes forward to the hail of arrows as these 2 archers fire and fire. Let me just start to clean up the map a little bit.
Bye.
That's fine.
No, not the horde.
They're not dead.
They're not dead. Just
Yeah.
gonna clean up the map just a bit. All right. So Khalgrast, what do you do?
All right. Well, Harold Aid me.
All right, Harold aids you.
Let's flank this guy. All right. I want Harold to give me a forward, and then I want to. I'm going to hack and slash this piece of garbage apart.
All right. You don't get +1 forward. He just adds his 4 damage to whatever you roll.
Well, that's also fine.
Yes. So roll your hack and slash. All right.
Baby.
And roll your damage.
Hey.
Oh my fucking god!
Oh,
Hey.
baby. Now, come on, Max the Merciless. Good enough.
Well,
Now max the
15
moist.
Plus 4.
hey, that's 19 damage.
Gotta
Oh.
heck him up.
Do you want to take damage so you can get another D4?
To kill him?
It's actually not a D4. It's a hold
I
on.
think it's
Actually, it's way more than that.
It's actually way more than that, Alex.
Actually, it's actually way more than
Maybe
that.
you've read the rules. You know that.
It's
It's a D6. It's a D6.
Yeah, roll a D6 because he's at 1 health right now. I think you're gonna kill him.
I mean,
Yeah.
I hope I can't roll lower than a 1 on a D6. But yeah, I'll take the hit. That's fine. I'm totally cool with that.
All right, I'm gonna rush up here into this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
area
So
to-
I'll let him bury his axe in my shoulder there
Yeah.
for 6 damage. It looks like.
And then
'cause that's
Harold behind him
good
takes his
damage.
sword while he's free and like stabs it to his ankle to pin him. And he literally hamstrings him and he falls down to 1 knee. And what do you do, Khalgrast, to kill him?
Oh man, he's got his hand on that axe in my arm.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna take that arm, and I'm gonna suplex him behind me and just crush his little noggin into the ground.
As a result, you knock a few support pillars from the center town. But hey, that's fine.
Hey, it's dead. What do you
It's
want?
dead. It's dead. All right, Taliesin, what do you do?
I'm gonna let's see if I can do this spell again.
Hey, I'm bleeding, guys.
Can anybody give me a little hand?
Baldric, do you help? Do you run up and roll your bond? Looks like Baldric does. You run up, and you get a little bit of a hand from Baldric, Taliesin.
Okay, if you're talking, I can't hear you.
Yeah, Rick, you're
Just in case Discord is.
No,
Okay.
I didn't say anything. I
Okay,
Okay.
I just didn't know if Discord was doing the thing. You know, just making
Yeah.
sure.
Alright, roll your spell, my dude. Do you draw one attention to yourself to maximize the damage?
Yeah. So can I just hit all 3 without doubling it and just maximize the damage that way?
Yeah, you can hit all 3
Okay.
in that area.
Yeah. So they all
Actually,
take...
wait. No, I think Fireball. I think that hits only one group.
No, it hits everything in the area.
Oh, okay.
So
Alright.
like you basically define the area. Now, if you say like each of these groups is big enough to be an area unto itself, like that's a call
No,
that you
it's
can make.
they're still being held back by Wesley and by.
They're bunched up together.
Like that's valid. So like you can have armies where it's like so you can't just fireball a whole fucking. It's your target and everyone nearby. So like I would pick one, and I mean that's it's sort of up to you what gets hit. So
What
yeah.
ends up happening is instead of throwing it out of your spear, a literal typhoon, literal water spout appears from underneath them, and they all get sucked up. Well, how much damage is it?
It's 12 damage.
It's 12 damage. While these guys get flung up into the air, into this water spout, and thrown off to God knows where.
Oh, they're just
Drown.
dead.
Bye.
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 one
Have a
there-
beautiful
Oh,
time.
I am a great and terrible wizard.
And you do that, and only the orc breaker is left. And this
Fucking
gentleman over
barely.
here, noticing his position, cusses and starts to retreat.
No, he doesn't. Hold.
Oh no, you don't.
Heck.
Do you hold
Oh.
person on him?
Hold person.
All right, go ahead.
Hit it,
Go
hit
ahead.
it,
Go
hit
ahead.
it.
1 second. Roll. 1 second.
I lose the spell.
Do you lose a spell? Sure. Give me a moment here.
Cold person's exactly like Cage, basically. It's
Oh, I
just,
know.
yeah, just they don't get a chance. It's really good to use against players though,
All right.
'cause they don't get a
No, it is great
chance.
to- I know they don't get a chance, but what happens is this gentleman over
Yeah.
here, the red veil that once shielded him, grabs into his hand, and it counters your spell.
Well, poop.
Yeah, spell countering is a thing. Absolutely
Yeah.
is a thing.
And
Can I
you're
cast It Goes to 11 on it?
you could go ahead and roll your charisma.
Just use everything that we got.
Get back here.
All right, it goes to 11. He
Does he have
starts to lose
anything else to
focus and
counter?
drowsy. he runs to and he tries to and does he kill his friend? I wonder, does he kill his friend? Indeed, he kills his friend. He slowed down a little bit. You guys can still chase him.
Morgan's right
One
there.
second.
Can I tackle him?
You can try to tackle him. That's a strength check, dude. If you
Can
want
I
to try and tackle him
aid
to the ground.
that? Well, we'll
Is
see.
that a
if you need it.
strength? What's a trip then? Is
That-
a trip
well, you-
dexterity?
I mean, he technically is helpless if you're able to take out your bow in time and shoot it, but he's starting to go into the forest. So I'm going to give you a -1 to this because he's sticking to the forest right now. You slow down. Because of Baldric, you're able to take a shot against him. You're not able to hold him. Voss is kind of thrown back a little bit.
Shoot
but-
him
Oh my fucking god!
Bless.
right into his head.
Bless.
We're
Wait, no,
calling
don't
that.
kill. Bad Morgan.
Why would you kill him?
Morgan, that's up to Morgan. That's up to Morgan.
Well, that. You're right. That goes into his leg then.
Right
Alright,
in the knee.
roll the damage.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Just for,
He's not dead.
It goes in his leg. He stops and he snarls. And what do the rest of you guys do?
Well, I'm busy.
Yeah, you're busy dealing with these orcs over here.
I mean, I'm
He's
gonna
hobbled
cast
right now.
another. I mean, yeah. I mean, Morgan and Baldric,
I mean,
go
if
take
he's-
care of that. Go get that guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna be chasing him.
Alright,
I'm
you
going
chase him.
to cast another spell though.
All right, what do you do?
I'm gonna try to
Wesley.
clear out one of these orcs, I guess.
Yeah.
So let's spell cast.
I mean,
him.
I'm over here, so they're much less dangerous. over
Honestly,
here.
that's another failure, and I guess I just take it.
Right, you forget the spell.
Well, do I?
The-
Is
the
that
la-
a thing? Like, oh, that's right. You can just add in.
Yeah,
stuff
I
on fail,
decide.
yeah.
You
Yeah,
take
just
that,
Yeah.
and
do it.
and the staff like just like completely out. Your mind is completely out. It just fall to your knees, and you cough up blood because you've pushed yourself so much for the last little
Okay.
bit of all this fucking spell casting.
Okay, I'm out
Right.
of
Why are
juice.
people coughing up blood?
Yeah. And
I might have accidentally converted part of my lung. I'm not 100%
You're not
sure.
sure. All right, Baltic, what are you doing? Morgan's chasing off this one dude.
That's the danger of transmutation.
Would I be able to? Oh wait, I gave all my arrows to Morgan. I forgot that.
Yes.
Did you? I thought I bought my own arrows.
I gave you
No.
a bundle of arrows at one of the big fights.
Yeah, it was the other big
Oh,
fight.
you did.
All right, so what are some of the things you can do, Baldric?
Could I order the archers to fire
Yeah.
on it?
You order
Yeah.
not those archers, but all the remaining archers. You shout as loud as you can. Sasha comes back and megaphones your voice. And- Wow. Oh wow.
Wait, is Sasha back?
Yeah, Sasha is back. Yes. Do you decide to do something?
I mean, just
But
came
I
back.
can distract the guy, can't I? With
I
Sasha?
mean, you already rolled for this though, so I think you're committed.
Yeah.
All right. So what are the 3 things you want the archers to do?
They're gonna be effective, and they're not gonna take a long time,
Uh-huh.
and they're gonna give +1 forward to an ally, which I'll give
Right.
to Morgan.
Some of the archers run out of arrows, but the remainder of these archers actually finally killed the dude.
Not even in danger from damage because he's just dead.
Yeah. He's just dead. Right? And Khalgrast, I'm just gonna assume you fucking killed these guys. 'Cause-
I mean, it's safe
Let
to
him
assume, right?
roll.
Well,
Let's
okay, you
move on
can
to
roll.
Morgan.
You can roll your hack and slash. Go
Wait,
ahead.
like-
I'll let you roll.
I don't think the rolls
Let me
need
get
your
these
attention because I'm sure they're
numbers.
dead, but like we can move
Yeah.
on to Morgan.
I'll
They
take
have
some
little-
damage. It's
You
okay.
take some damage, so what we're gonna do.
Oh, wait a minute.
Whoa.
They have 3. Wow, that's a low roll. You take.
Wait.
Wait. They're fucking
It's
dead.
still 2
They
damage.
had 3 health left. Their whole horde had 3 health left. They're dead.
Damn it.
Dead. Alright. And Morgan,
Turn the whole.
you
board
run
upside
into the
Oh.
forest.
Do I take 5 damage?
You
Yeah.
do take.
Reduced.
You take. No. 4 reduced by your armor.
1 damage.
Yeah,
So
well, you
yeah.
take 1 damage. And Morgan, you chase this guy thick into the forest right now.
Wait, 4? Because it's the highest of those 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I rolled 2 ones.
Yeah, but it's 4 base, then reduced by armor. So no,
Yeah,
no
it's
damage,
4
I
base.
think.
Okay. So for base reduce my armor, whatever the damage is, you're gonna be fine. And Morgan, you chase this dude. He's hobbling. You follow the blood. You take out your daggers. And what do? He's there, but his hand is sticking out, and a black portal is appearing before him, with black hands coming out and gripping his body.
Stab his arm.
Where the hell is Baldric?
Yeah.
I told him to go help.
Baldric was commanding the archers.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Morgan has a +1 against it.
Well, let's hope it goes forward then.
Yeah, Morgan, what happens? there are a bunch of black hands coming through. What are you trying to do?
What's like? What about these black hands?
These black hands are like coming up and gripping his hand, and they're pulling him into the portal.
Oh, cut off his hands.
No. Yeah, like
Yeah, cut the hands.
those are directed at his hands.
All right, so roll your damage. All right, you cut off his hand. You actually cut off his hand.
Wait,
And
his
he
hand or
screams
the other hands? I thought.
Either one works.
Okay. I just which one is Morgan
okay.
doing?
All right, let's
He's
let's
using
roll
his hands to
1d2.
cast spells.
All right. His left one is his left hand, two is his right hand. You cut off his left hand. You cut off his
Bye,
left hand.
left hand.
And he rears in pain, and the spell starts to collapse. And he tries to grab onto you and jump into the portal with you, grappling you. What do you do?
Alex is gonna make you make a strength check. You're not getting away with not making a strength check. And here it is. Or Constitution maybe, but I don't think it's any better.
I mean, I can make a
Strength.
Constitution
It's
much
strength. It's
easier.
Strength.
He's trying to grapple you right now.
That's strength, my dude.
That is strength. I don't have anything else I can do, unless unless he'll allow me to weave out of the way.
You can weave out of the way, but you're gonna lose him.
Could I use my?
You're making the strength check, goddammit. We're
Could I
coming.
use it goes to 11 on him to like temporarily distract him?
You can temporarily distract him. Yeah. You can roll your charisma and see what happens.
No.
Oh, you do temporarily distract him. Morgan, what do you do? What are you trying to do right now? He's temporarily hazy. He still wants to hit you.
Oh!
You gotta grab him.
Oh!
God damn it! Can I like,
You're way too far right now.
Boss.
You
no,
two.
hold on.
Wait. Hey, boss.
You want Voss to help?
Yes.
Hey,
Right.
hey, what
what's
if,
the- what if you-
what if,
So
the
if he's
information
temporarily
that I gave, well,
distracted-
Yeah, he's
okay.
temporarily distracted, but something else is going to happen instead.
Okay.
But I want to see what Taliesin and Khalgrast do first.
Well, I've got you safety net. Don't worry, boss has been waiting to get his hands on you. It's okay.
Well, Morgan, you should find some way to make your glowy things useful here, because remember when we talked and you asked me for advice here, if you can put that to use, you can get a +1.
Yeah, you can craft
Which
a
will
weapon.
get you
What
out
weapon
of
do
the
you
That's
want
bad
to
true.
Morgan?
zone. And then
You
I can.
craft-
Well, I don't have any way of aiding you. That's the only way I can aid you. I can give you a +1, but not
Yeah.
rolling. If you can come up with a way that what I told you is helping you here.
So what do you do, Morgan?
And also, I get
Covered.
experience when you do it. So please
Yeah.
try.
So please come up with something. I mean, if he's just, he's just trying to grab me, right?
Yes.
What if I shield swipe him?
What
you can
if?
shield swipe him.
Well, I mean, what if maybe because he's porting out of like this place that you are very clearly like bodily tied to, and that's what those things signify. Maybe they can stop you from being ported away from here if you don't want
Or
to.
I-
What do you do?
Can I create something to? Can I make something that keeps me here? Can
Yeah.
I like?
You
Can I make a lasso onto? Can I lasso
Yeah,
onto?
you can lasso onto a tree.
A tree?
You can
Or have a
onto
tree
a
lasso onto you, huh?
Yeah, have a tree lasso onto you. Yeah, sure, why not? Now roll your con, dude.
A little tree like just grabs it with your with branch hands, like no.
Oh no!
Wait, hold on. No. This is the +1 to her strength roll. What do you?
Yeah,
That's a
wait.
plus-
We're getting a +1 to the
Oh.
roll she's already made. What are you doing the second roll?
Okay. All right. So they'll say you don't get
I'm
experience
trying to
for
make
the
her
con
strength roll not fail.
Never mind.
All
Well, I
right.
mean, I already did that, but that's fine.
Yeah, you rolled a 7. That's a 7. That's a.
But I also
partial
want
success.
experience.
That's a partial success.
More importantly, EXP though.
Yeah. So with the partial success,
So we make the strength
the
an
plus
8.
1, the made the strength an 8 so far, and Voss decides to go help. So that's a 9. Okay. Ooh, I wonder.
Can Baldric
Roll
do
your
anything to
bond.
help?
What are bond progress? See what you roll first.
Um,
Did
He
you roll
already
it?
did, didn't he?
Oh, it's an 8.
Yeah.
Right. Alright, so because he was affected by it goes to 11. I'm giving Morgan one more +1 because of that. And he is pulled into the portal, and he's still gripping onto you, Morgan. But you're lassoing against the tree. And what ends up happening is that his other right hand gets cut off as he gets sucked into the portal. He has no more hands. He has no more hands.
That's fucked up, dude. That's not what we wanted to happen.
But he still deserves it. Whatever. I don't care.
I guess.
He has no hands.
All right. And with that, battle is done. You saved Silverleaf. Congratulations.
Oh, okay. I'm bleeding, guys. So I'm
Yes.
gonna go over here.
I'll heal Khalgrast.
Yes, but you can do that next session. This is the end.
I need to transmute back the rest of my lung.
Yeah.
Oh shit, my lung.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what's wrong with you guys. I feel great.
I mean,
Zero
this is
damage.
oh yeah, this is why it's dangerous part of doing what I'm doing here, because I mean, you're drawing out a lot of mana. Oops, you drawed out a wrong part of your own mana, idiot. Nice organs.
Oof.
Do you need the spleen?
No, I guess I hope you didn't, moron, because now it's made of water and it's fucking everywhere.
All right, let's go through end of session stuff, please.
All right.
Fucking, I keep missing. I should have. I say this every time. Maybe we should have a sticky over there.
Mm,
Maybe you should.
maybe you should.
God fucking damn it, guys. All right. End of session. Did we learn something new and important about the world? Yes. I feel like there's a lot of that stuff going on. Did we overcome a notable monster or enemy? Yes, you did, in a way.
Yay.
Did you loot memorable treasure? I mean, Morgan got stabbed by a spear. I guess that
Kind
counts.
of. So yeah.
Does that count for all of us?
Yes, it counts for all of you.
Yeah, because that's the group thing.
That's the group. So you guys get 3 experience from end of session. Congratulations.
I've done it.
All right. Anyone resolve any bonds?
I did learn something from Taliesin.
It's true. It's true. You
I
can
got
resolve them. All right. And did anyone fulfill their alignment?
Yep.
I definitely did that.
Several times.
But you only got 1 experience.
Pretty sure
I
I
know.
endangered myself.
Yeah. So, Baldric, do you think so? Not really this time.
I didn't avoid a conflict or diffuse a situation.
No. Okay, not this time. All right. So, with that, everyone gets the experience that they get. Does anyone level up?
Oh my
No,
god,
not
yeah, my
quite.
dude. Yeah,
I'm
my
not
dude, I
quite
do.
level 7.
It's level 6 time, and you know what that means? Now my Merciless is a D8.
Oh wait, you finally caught up me in levels, and now I'm 1 experience away from being 7.
Do you want us to level now, or wait?
Can we do that now real quick? So remember, all the people
Yeah,
who
I mean, that's
level,
fine.
please put
Yeah.
a stat point somewhere so you don't forget. Did everyone put in their stat point?
Yes.
All right. Now, just
That's
know
it.
you have to get an extra move. You don't have to decide that now. You can look through the rules. But the stat point is always the one that people forget.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, wait. Also, Morgan, you leveled?
Mm-hmm.
God amidst the waste levels with you as well.
Sweet. So I get another spell?
More spells. What level are you with it?
That'd be this would be level 2.
So
then.
you should have 3 level 1 spells.
Cool.
All right. Interesting. Good job, guys. Hope you guys had fun. And I'll see you. Wait, that reminds me. We're moving days. What day is everyone free for evenings?
I'm not free Wednesdays or Fridays.
I'm
How
still,
are we?
still fairly open.
Thursday. You don't do Mondays, right? Morgan?
Yeah, the only day that I cannot do is Mondays.
Okay, Monday and Sunday because of raid. How about Thursdays?
Thursday
I
works.
mean, Thursday after raid is perfect for me.
After. All right.
That would
So-
be.
When were you done?
We finish at 11 our time.
Okay.
So like 11:30 or like I mean, if Alex can be ready, then I can just hop in and we can start right. As soon
Yeah,
as
it'll
I'm
need
out
to
of
be
raid.
hopping. It'll need to be. Like, it'll be better in summertime,
Yeah.
Okay.
but I have
Let's
to go work
let's
on
try for
Friday.
let's try for
So,
Thursday. Next Thursday. If it's too late, then we'll readjust. Okay.
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
All right. So that's the case. I'll see you guys next Thursday.
Well,
Alright.
I completely forgot something, so I need to apologize to you, Pico.
What'd I do?
I forgot that I can actually choose one of my effects to double.
Oh,
Oh no.
Yeah, just do that next time. That's no big deal.
So you could have
That's
had
4d4?
an extra 4d4.
Oh my god.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Jesus
Which
Christ.
means it's 64, which now is 5d4
I don't think that
plus
actually would have
1d8 plus
resulted
D10.
in... Since anything
It-
died in one hit anyway, I don't think that actually would have resulted in too much more, but...
I mean,
that would
yeah, I
be
did
nice
kill
in the
everything in
future.
one hit. Like, basically... Oh, wait. Yeah, I have my, Hold on. I have my motto for Khalgrast.
And
Just gonna
once
hit
I level, I'm gonna get Vicious Blast so that you'll be doing plus 3d4 instead of plus 2d4. Wait, I'm sorry, it'll be doubled, so it'll be plus 6d4.
Oh my god.
Hell... Yeah, my god, no, stop.
I'm gonna have to do so much fucking shit to these guys. Like, I've been trying to raid Carter enemies, just stuff that like counters you guys. And just
I mean,
sorry,
there's only so
I
much
don't
you can
think-
do in Dungeon World. You can just basically throw bigger numbers at us, and that's actually fine, because of the way everything is very narrative. Like, you don't really
Yeah.
need complex or interesting enemies. They just need to have, like, a gimmick. Just a
Yeah.
gimmick, and then
Some of
that's
the gimmicks
fine.
that you guys just fucking goddamn it, fucking 66 extra damage.
Yeah,
I mean, 64, actually, but, like...
That is 6 extra flat damage.
I
on
mean,
top
just
of
think,
your
give,
base
just
damage.
honestly, give things a lot of damage.
That's true.
That's
it
a
needs
good way
buff
to make
damage,
things
man.
scale. Because I mean, you don't want to lean on HP too much. Like at a certain point, you want to have HP to where they don't die in one hit.
Yeah.
You do want
Good
that, and
luck.
like that's not, well, that's fine for now. Like, but yeah, it's fine for now
Perfect, thank you.
because we're not dealing with we're dealing with grunts and stuff. Like we're not dealing with
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
I mean
but
the
they,
big
like-
guys that we've had to fight did take a little while, and they were really dangerous. So like that's sort
Like,
of
even
the
the
thing.
breaker dudes, they're not,
No,
like...
there's one thing that Dungeon World says specifically. It says snowball successes, snowball failures. So when
Yeah.
you succeed a lot of times in a row, it just makes the whole thing easier. Because like the person who designed this is Adam Coble. He says he likes the fact that it's a game that if you keep getting high rolls, you should be doing really well. It's not something that is unfun. It's just like it's just how it works. If it's easy, it's because you rolled well. And if it isn't easy, it's because you rolled some failures, and that starts to get things go out of hand. That started to show a little bit. It did start to show a little bit tonight. Like when you had a couple failures.
Yeah, we did have a
Yes.
couple... At the beginning, we did have a couple failures, like, we
And,
lost
I
I
magic.
kept failing the whole time.
And, like, fucking Taliesin was, like, you know... He was at his limits, actually.
I've been
Yeah, he
running
was at
dry
his
the entire session.
literal
basically.
limits at the end there. But hey, that's just how it rolls. I'm not upset about it. It's just like
And,
Jesus.
I mean, the werewolf thing was just a fucking, just nice-ass coincidence. That
Yeah, I
had
mean,
to
things
prepare.
actually could have been a lot
whole
worse if
person.
we would have had to wait around.
Yeah.
Because I could just hold person. I was like, oh, this solves our problems.
Yeah, it does. Just I forgot you had that. But hey, it's my fault. But hey,
I'm
hope
glad
you
you
guys have
took
fun
it
tonight.
since I didn't take Cage. Fucking Alex, I knew you were fucking cackling to yourself now. Like whenever I said, I don't need Cage right now, and he's like,
And I was in my head. I'm like, oh man.
I'm gonna fucking get him. And then it's like, oh, Khalgrast is whole person, so I guess he's just the fucking solution for everything now. Jesus Christ.
I mean, it works on exactly one thing.
Yep, one thing and that's
and then
it.
you can't cast any other spells, you're just stuck. I mean, you hit real good anyway, that's fine, but...
But yeah, no, it's very niche. It's a very niche use.
Yeah. But Wesley is fun to roleplay. He's a rogue that's multi-class the wizard.
I figured that's what he was. Although the one thing about hold person that's gonna be real fun is I can hold person, then you just walk up and punch that person.
It's true. You get like a free hit.
I'm gonna need to start doing that.
Yeah, it's
The
really...
dice are unkind to me.
Like you could just like hold person.
Snowball success. Well,
You know-
mine's more like a seesaw.
You know, with hold person, you still have to roll the dice, right?
Yeah,
Oh
he's
my
still.
god.
I mean, yeah, but most of the time you're just gonna lose the spell, because it's like, well, I couldn't cast it again right now anyway, so...
Yeah, I mean, who gives a shit? I'll lose the spell, fine.
Loose spell.
Alright, I'll catch you guys later. Have a good night.
Later.
Yeah, bloodthirsty now. 1d8 merciless. Delicious.
Okay. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Good night.
Right.
We need to start sacrificing goats before sessions, obviously. The
Yeah,
dice
man.
are not kind to me.
Absolutely.
Alright, you guys enjoy the rest of your night.
It's morning.
That it is.
You right?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for watching, y'all.